Honk shoe, honk shoe, honk shoe. Apparently I'm asleep. Give me a second. Give me a second. I can fix this. Hello. I'm just a little eepy. Wait. Honk shoe. I was dreaming about the human centipede, you guys. Wait. I'm back. I'm away. Oh, you guys are. What are you guys doing all the way over there? What are you guys doing all the way over there? Move your ass. Wait. Yes. For once, I'm starting my Twitch stream before my live stream. I have to set that up. There you go. There you are. No! No, it's just batteries, officer. I mean, hag. It's just batteries in there. There's nothing to see. All right, let me start my live stream. My third food coma was very short. Very short-lived. Not long enough. But it's okay. Let me get a lovely picture for my in a live stream. A lovely thumbnail. Let's see what we got here. But yes, I have some human centipede fan fiction for us to read today. And we'll see if we find some other interesting things to read. But let me where's my thumbnail? The thumbnail I'm looking for. Where is it? I had to scroll through my whole full photo album. This one. Beautiful. Alright. So I'm gonna put 18 plus, and there goes my test subject munching away again. It's like, it's her routine now. Every time I start streaming, she goes and starts munching her food. She was munching her food before when I was streaming, and she's munching her food now. Alright. 18 plus. Human centipede. Fanfic reading. Alright. Alright, and Alive is not ready for the content that I'm about to bring today. Alright, why am I like all frozen and stuff on Alive? Okay, here we go. Alright, there's Beaker. Hi, Beaker. Okay, up close and personal for the human centipede reading. Alright, you guys. I'm not going to show it on the screen. Not because I don't think you can handle it, but just because I figured it made more sense for me to just read it to you guys than you to read it off the screen. You know? I don't know, I just felt like this. I feel like this is a cozier setting than having like the screen share up with a wall of text. Right? Hi, Asriel. Hello. Alright. So, the human centipede fanfiction. There's a few ones that I want to read, but the main one that I am interested in is there is a creator on Archive of Our Own who their name is Stupid Story. That's their name. I didn't call them that. They have 84 works, okay? And all of these works seem to be complete works of genius, and you know, should honestly be put up in Museum of Modern Art or something, okay? Because they've got Ben Shapiro gives a scathing review of Barbie and burns Barbies on a barbecue grill, which causes unimaginable pain to the Barbies of Barbieland. That's just a description of one of their stories. Okay. Ron DeSantis has an adventure as he appoints himself the leader. Okay, wait, never mind. I can't read that. Okay, so they've got some interesting material here. But what we're interested in is their Human Centipede series. Alright. So let me filter by fandoms. Human Centipede. Where is it? Human Centipede. They have 4 Human Centipede fanfictions. Wish I could stay. Just heard the beginning notes of my favorite song. Okay, bye. Have a good life. Bye bye. Oh, here we go. Include fandom Human Centipede. All right. So let's read these in alphabetical order. So the first one they wrote in October 2020 is the socially distanced Human Centipede. Hyder, if you don't know, Hyder is the name of the doctor in the Human Centipede. Hyder finds a workaround to make a human centipede that doesn't violate the CDC guidelines. Now, there's some issues here. I don't think that Hyder lives in the United States, so I don't think that he actually has to follow CDC guidelines. But I'll read it anyway, all right? So, the socially distanced human centipede by Stupid Story. Summary: Hyder finds a workaround to make a human centipede that doesn't violate the CDC guidelines. All right, everybody, buckle up. Here's your first story. Here's our first story of our Human Centipede cozy story time. Okay, I hope you have your hot cocoa, okay, and your snacks and your blankie. All right. Hi, Mandarin. Hello. All right. Yes, the socially blue on bluer. Wait a second. Is that the Hack on Hack change your name back? Oh my gosh! Wow, has it really been 2 months? Hi, Mandarin. Hi, Jay Newsdrop. Jay Newsdrop, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? We're about to read Human Centipede fanfiction. All right, congratulations, Blue on Blue. Am I supposed to call you Blue on Bluer or Blue on Blue? Hi, guys. All right. Yes, I hope that was intentional too. Okay, it was good. All right, here we go. Dr. Hyder. By the way, Hag is a banned word in another chat I use. What? Oh my god, that's so weird. Anyways, why? Okay, whatever. For anybody who missed it, this is a story about Dr. Hyder, who is the doctor in Human Centipede. He is creating the Human Centipede, but during COVID era, okay? So they have to be socially distanced. All right? Dr. Hyder, despite being a doctor, had never interacted with any patients infected with COVID-19. That wasn't his specialty. His specialty was sewing people ass to mouth to form a single digestive tract. It was his dream. However, there was one major hurdle he had to overcome. According to the CDC guidelines, all 3 links of the human chain had to wear face masks. And they also had to stay 6 feet apart so they don't catch COVID. And as far as he knew, there was no way any 2 people could be sewn ass to mouth and still be 6 feet apart. So, no Human Centipede, right? Fanfic over, right? Ha ha ha, you wish! Hyder wasn't going to give up that easily. He heard the doorbell to his clinic ring and promptly answered the door to see 3 people. 2 young American girls and some Japanese guy. They each held a single pizza box in between them. Yeah, she'll be ass to mouth, but at least she won't have COVID. Exactly. You want the Human Centipede healthy. All right, and uninfected. Hyder wasn't, they each held a single pizza box in between them. Hello? Pizza delivery for Mike Hunt. Aw, crud. Oh, hey guys, does this napkin smell like a butt to you? Hyder asked. Curious about whether or not the napkin smelled like a butt, the 3 people sniffed it and immediately fell to the floor unconscious. Hyder then transported them to an operation theater. He had finally found a workaround to his predicament. He put face masks on all of them but slid them under their faces so they were now wearing chin diapers. He also had 2 6-foot-long plastic tubes that were just wide enough for a turd to pass through that he was planning to sew to the person in front's butthole and sew the other end to the mouth of the person behind. Happy that he had created a human centipede that won't catch the Rona, he did a celebratory dance. Hello, Rand. Hello. I'm reading the fanfiction called "The Socially Distanced Human Centipede" by Stupid Story. Yes. So right now, what he's got is his human centipede people. Okay, and what he did is instead of sewing them directly ass to mouth, he put a plastic tube in between each of them that's 6 feet long, so that they won't catch COVID. And they're also wearing face masks on their chins. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay. When the human centipede woke up, it was horrified and confused. If the individual links could actually talk, they'd probably say something like, "Why am I sewn to a 6-foot plastic tube behind someone else?" Or, "Why is there a tube sewn to my butthole?" At the same time, probably also thankful that they won't get COVID from one another since they were 6 feet apart and wearing chin diapers. "My pet," Hyder said affectionately. "You must be hungry. Here is a pizza that you tried to deliver to me." "Sorry, people behind me. I tried to resist, but pizza is too delicious." The Japanese man wolfed down the burrito. Wait, I thought it was a pizza. Wait, I question the design of the centipede. What do the links do if the plastic tube gets clogged? Maybe, I guess the poop, well, we're gonna find out, okay? I was thinking that since it's 6 feet apart, they would have to poop 6 feet of poop to push it all the way to the end. But we're gonna find out. Thank you for the burger! Delicious! Yes, alright. Oh shit. Since I ate, that means I'm eventually going to shit. The person behind him was not looking forward to a few hours from now. "I am not looking forward to a few hours from now," she mumbled. "His poo will travel from his butthole 6 feet down the tube and then into my mouth. But I'm thankful because we're taking proper precautions against COVID since we're wearing masks and are 6 feet apart. I don't feel like describing the poo eating, but take my word for it, it happens sometimes." Hyder wanted to go to the amusement park. He chained the front of his car to each link of the centipede and then got in and cracked a whip. The centipede was going to pull the car with him in it. Is this what the human centipede is for? For pulling cars like a horse? Also, the burrito shows that this guy watched the South Park episode. Oh, is that what it is? I've never seen. Actually, I am aware that there's a human centipede South Park episode, but I haven't watched it. Also, there's some racism that I'm censoring out of this fanfic. Just so you're aware. Human centipede. Yeah. Faster, damn it! If you don't pick up the pace, I'll find a third tube to connect to that guy's mouth, to the first guy's mouth. Wait. Okay. I'm trying to censor the racism, but it's. Okay, I'll find a third tube to connect to the first guy's mouth. To connect the first guy's mouth to the last girl's butthole. Okay, I got it. This motivated them to pick up the pace. "Stay here until I get back." Hyder got out of his car and entered the theme park, which featured a 500-foot tall roller coaster with 37 inversions. The centipede was absolutely jealous, but he's going to a theme park, that he's going to a theme park and they're not. 9 hours later, he finally got back. "Okay, take me back home," he demanded. The centipede begrudgingly obliged. While it was pulling him home, Hyder was gushing about how awesome the rides at the theme park were, particularly the 500-foot tall roller coaster. So every use of guy is something else. Not every use, but some of them. "Who's a good boy? Here's a treat." Hyder gave the Japanese guy some Pocky. Okay. That's very mild. The Japanese guy almost took it, then said no flatly. "Excuse me?" Hyder's look was angry enough to scare Chuck Norris. Since the humans in the chain were wearing those blue and white disposable masks, then surely they must be fragile. The Japanese guy rubbed his face against the wall in such a way that the mask's ear loops would go over his ear and eventually fall to the ground. The other links in the centipede followed suit. "Stop this right now! Put your mask back on! Do you want to get COVID?" Hyder ordered. "Screw these masks! I don't care if we get COVID. We're gonna shut you down." Just then, a knock was at his door. Hyder's stomach plummeted when he saw who it was. "I just received a report that the people in this establishment are not wearing masks, so you're going to be shut down." "No!" Hyder shouted toward the sky. "Hello, Michaela." "My human centipede making business is ruined." He pet his human centipede to decrease his blood pressure, and the centipede's blood pressure was also reduced from the feeling of Hyder petting it. The end. Okay, so that was the first in a 4-part series. Let's look at the comments. What? This absolute masterpiece reminds me of something I would write. Moaning emoji, wet emoji. Amazing idea. I can really feel the creativity oozing out of you with every word. Okay. Someone said, I'm going to do this IRL. Okay. Yes, there are 4. Yes, there are 4. So that was the first part of the series, Socially Distanced Human Centipede. The next one is the Socially Distanced Human Centipede 2, Human Zoomipede. Alright, this is the summary. Unable to create in-person human centipedes due to COVID-19, Dr. Hyder comes up with a genius idea to make a human centipede via Zoom. So this one is a little bit more than twice as long as the last one. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Dr. Hyder was once again eager to build a human centipede, but the amount of new COVID cases was surging. By the way, this was written in 2021, January 2021. Via Zoom, yes, via Zoom. All right. The number of new cases per day surpassed 1 quadrillion. He contemplated the option of connecting each person's ass to the mouth to mouth via a 6-foot pipe again, but there were now way too many cases to feel safe doing even that. He was at a loss and decided to indulge his sense of humor by reading some articles on the Babylon Bee. He eventually came across an article about people who attend church via Zoom will only go to heaven via Zoom, and that gave him an idea. 2 COVID theme fics. I don't know how many of them are. I don't remember. I think most if not all of them are actually COVID themed. I'm gonna be honest. I think someone was a little bit too lonely and bored during COVID. Don't worry though. There's other fics that we can read. All right. Going to heaven via Zoom. Yes. I should build a human centipede via Zoom. That is genius. Why did I not think of that before? It will be the world's first human Zoomipede. He began typing up instructions. In these uncertain times, human centipede. I watched the movie and it was traumatizing. And then you clicked on my stream that said human centipede fanfiction reading. In these uncertain times, our way of doing lives has been upended, and that includes building a human centipede. Since we cannot do it in person, we will have to do it virtually now. Please click on this link to enter a Zoom call, where one person will have to place their laptop webcam in full view of their butthole. A second person will have to place their open mouth on the front of the screen while it's showing a live video feed of the first person's butthole, and at the same time, position a webcam in front of their own butthole, much like the first person. What? Genius. Okay, desperate times call for desperate measures. We innovate. All right, we innovate during the pandemic. Imagine all the people that independently thought the human centipede will be a great satire of this COVID fascism. Rand is having a mental breakdown in my chat. Good, this is what I wanted. All right. Yes, so at the same time, we'll put a webcam in front of their own butthole, much like the first person, and the last person will only have to press their open mouth against the video feed of the second person's butthole, and this will have to be maintained all the time, or else it isn't quite virtual human centipede. If you don't follow these instructions exactly, if I ever catch you breaking away from the virtual human centipede, I will cancel you on Twitter. Dr. Hyder emailed the instructions to 3 random people, who I will call person 1, person 2, and person 3. You kiss your monitor with those mouths? Yes, and with your buttholes. Alright, because I don't feel like giving them names or genders. Person 1 begrudgingly put their phone camera facing their butthole. Person 2 begrudgingly viewed the camera that's viewing person 1's butthole and placed their open mouth on the screen, while person 3 begrudgingly places their open mouth over the phone that's watching person 2's laptop webcam begrudgingly peering into their butthole. It was a begrudging, coordinated effort, but they didn't want it to be canceled. Person 1 went to the fridge and was faced with a dilemma. Eat the cuttlefish or the vanilla paste? Making sure their laptop faced their bare butthole was kind of tricky, but person 1 made it work by holding the laptop behind them. They had to become an expert level at dexterity with their feet. Vanilla paste, person 2 suggested. Cuttlefish, you say? Well, then cuttlefish it is. Person 1 ate some cuttlefish. When person 1 was pooping, person 2 was dreading this next step. They did not want to actually scoop a turd from the toilet, but maybe Hyder would be fooled if they could make a turd look alike and eat that instead. Dr. Hyder looked not amused. Wait a second. At what point did he say they had to eat poop? You know, it's a great story when they play fast and loose with present past tense. Yeah. Wait. I'm confused. Why do they need to eat poop out of the toilet? This is confusing. What are you waiting for, person 2? Find some shit and eat it, Hyder demanded. Any plans of circumvention are going to have to wait, person 2 thought. I wish I'd gotten a head start on that. Person 2 used the butterfly net to scoop a turd from their toilet. What? Why? This is a plot hole, I agree. They're freelancing the roleplay. Okay, hi Nick. Okay. This wasn't quite the same as an in-person centipede, but it would have to do. After that, person 2 got to work on making some turd-shaped brownies. Meanwhile, person 3 was in a similar predicament. Hi, Rihanna. Hello. We're currently reading The Human Zoomipede. It is where Dr. Hyder made a human centipede over a Zoom call where one person has to film their butthole and then the second person has to put their mouth on the screen while the butthole video is playing and then also film their butthole at the same time. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, Jane Cater. That's why it's a plot hole. Because he said you can't detach yourself. You can't detach yourself from the human Zoomipede, but so you can't detach your mouth from the virtual butthole, but you have to detach your mouth from the virtual butthole to eat the real life poop. Okay, this is... I am very disappointed with this, the quality of this human centipede fanfiction. It's important to context. This is the second COVID themed, yes. The second out of a series of 4, which I believe are all COVID themed, if I'm not mistaken. All right, anyways. Okay, person 3 was in a similar predicament, awaiting the inevitability that person 2 would poop out the turd that they ate. Person 3 came better prepared and made some brownies for the occasion. They rolled up the brownies in turd shapes and waited until person 2's movement to indulge. When person 2 finally had their movement, person 3 bit down on the end of one of the turd brownies, pretending to revolt at its taste. Until they, the people at Silicon Valley, not the pronouns of the person X... Wait, what? They, the people at Silicon Valley, not the pronouns of the person X, came up with the technology to allow turds to pass through phones and laptop screens. This would have to do. The next day, they all had to go to work. Yes, they still had to do their jobs while maintaining their human Zoomipede. Person 2 was a retail worker. Being a retail worker while being in front of your phone on a Zoom call with a laptop glued to your bare butt isn't very fun, but I'm definitely not speaking from experience here. What? Yeah, this is Blue on Bluer, a brand new Frengineer. Yeah, never been here before. Hi, Amelia Sucks. What did Amelia do? What the heck? Hello. All right. All right, person 2, please get off your phone. You're not supposed to be on your phone during work hours, person 2's boss has said. So the writer experienced this. I don't know what the writer experienced. Okay. It's an emergency, person 2 said. You're melting down. Everybody's having a mental breakdown. I love it. I love it. This is the chaos that I hope to cause. Oh dear. In that case, please leave immediately. Person 2 drove back home. Oh wait, actually I skipped a part. Thank you for the follow, Amelia. Alright, I skipped a part. Wait. It's an emergency, person 2 said. And just what kind of emergency requires someone's butt taking up your phone screen or a laptop to be glued to your bare butt at all times? Not seeing any other way out of it, person 2 cut the knot. Excuse me, but I think I might have COVID, they said, and then coughed. This was easier than telling the truth. Oh dear, in that case, please leave immediately. Person 2 drove back home, making sure to have their phone and laptop in position at all times. Why is the retail worker working during the era of COVID? I don't know, because they made them do that. I hope this is a friendly say-so fanboy who's full of covered for. Aw, alright, anyways. Alright, which made it kind of hard to drive. At one point, person 2 almost hit someone's house. Thankfully, persons 1 and 3 only had a slightly easier time at their jobs, since they had to juggle one hardware each. Oh my gosh, I have some good news, Dr. Hyder said excitedly. The COVID vaccines have finally been approved for emergency use. This is the beginning of the end of this pandemic. Once the pandemic is over, this means we can resume in-person human centipedes. All 3 persons gasped in horror. I know you are all depressed about how much different things are right now, but at least virtual human centipedes are better than nothing, right? I'm fine with the virtual centipedes. Really, I am, person 1 said. I like my poo to not be eaten by the person behind me. And I like not having my mouth in front of an actual butthole, person 2 chimed in. Well, too bad, Dr. Hyder said. Guys, we cannot let this pandemic end, person 2 said to persons 1 and 3. I read that the UPS sorting facility near here is going to be shipping out COVID vaccines. I propose that we break in and steal some vaccines. Yes, person 3 shouted. I would especially hate to be the rear end of an actual in-person human centipede. All 3 persons drove all the way out to the UPS sorting facility that was a ways from where they lived and climbed over the barbed wire fences. So did he pay for Zoom accounts for every link in the chain, or are these meetings timing out? That's a good question. Blue on Bluer is asking the real questions. Blue on Bluer is asking the real questions. That is a good point. Do they have to like rejoin the call every what was the limit? The free limit? You know what? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I guess he's probably paying 20 minutes. Oh, he's got to be paying. He's got to be paying. Anyways, okay. They went to the UPS sorting facility that was away from where they lived and climbed over the barbed wire fences, covering themselves in medieval suits of armor to protect their skin. And yes, they did all of this while having their respective hardware devices in front of their 2 major orifices for the entire time. And yes, it was majorly difficult. Once they snuck inside one of the large buildings that had boxes riding conveyor belt roller coasters, they searched the inside of these trucks and some of the conveyor belts for any vaccine shipments. Person 2 indulged their inner child by running atop one of the conveyor belts like a treadmill. Get down from there, person 3 whispered harshly. And then, just like that, their plan immediately fell apart, faster than a house of cards on a top-fueled dragster. Sirs, do you all work here? I need to see your IDs, an employee demanded. Here. They all pulled out their state IDs. Wrong form of ID. I need to see your work ID or you'll be fined for trespassing. God damn it, one of them swore. They didn't care if this employee would believe them. This was a Hail Mary pass worth trying. You don't understand. I don't want to be part of an in-person human centipede. Right now, we have to be part of a virtual human centipede or else we're going to get canceled on Twitter, and then we need to steal some vaccines in order to prolong the pandemic so that we don't have to be part of an in-person human centipede. Hi, Soma. Hello, every 45 minutes. I don't know. Random said 20 minutes, 45 minutes. I don't know what the free Zoom is, but I'm pretty sure he must be paying for like unlimited calls. All right. Get out, the employee yelled while waving a hex bar at them. He pulled off one of the carts. Well, shit. They won't let us steal vaccines or even be on the property without being employed here. Now what are we gonna do? That employee was totally rude. He didn't care about the looming threat of us being part of a human centipede. Person 1 sported a devilish grin on their face. Are you all ready for an epic car chase? Those trucks are going to pull out any minute with all sorts of packages in them, including the coveted COVID vaccines. Remember that scene in 101 Dalmatians when Cruella was chasing the moving truck with the Dalmatians inside? We should all do something like that here with the UPS trucks. You came back to 2 minutes of ad jail. Oh, boo. Imagine not having a sub, so... Anyway, hi. You missed me rage quitting Zero Seaver today, Soma. Alright, person 3 was the most aggressive driver since they were the one with the most at stake. They ran into the truck as hard as they could. What in the thunder are you trying to do? The UPS driver said angrily. Wait, what? Crazy Kanye West supporter driver? The road eventually became narrower. Thank you, Beaker. Thank you, Beaker. Alright. The road eventually became narrower and passed right next to a huge ditch. Person 3 drove like Cruella if she was drunk. And then person 3 could hear police sirens wailing. They ignored them, and then person 3 accidentally veered off the road and into a large ditch. They backed up and then forward repeatedly, building up momentum to escape. Once person 3 drove out of the ditch, they drove through a bramble thicket which stripped the car naked. Barely able to glimpse the truck at a distance estimated to be about 3 miles away, person 3 gunned it so hard the pedal went through the floor, and the speedometer reached 120 miles per hour. Person 3's face looked just like Cruella's nightmare face during the car chase scene in 101 Dalmatians. I'm starting to think this person has only seen 101 Dalmatians. It's like that movie where it's like, I mean, not it's like that meme that's like, person who's only seen 101 Dalmatians. You know, this is a lot like 101 Dalmatians. Alright, anyway. And was just about to T-bone the truck, probably about a centimeter away before conveniently being T-boned by person 1 and person 2's cars. We were so close. Person 3 slapped persons 1 and 2. It's your fault I'm going to be at the end of the human centipede. The UPS truck ultimately succeeded in not getting run off the road, and the pandemic was allowed to end, and Hyder resumed in-person human centipedes, so he sewed person 1, 2, and 3 ass to mouth in person. That's what they get for stifling efforts to deliver COVID vaccines to the population. They weren't sure which was worse, being part of the human centipede, or just simply hearing the phrase, in these uncertain times. Also, since it's kind of hard to maintain a virtual human centipede while in the process of being in a car wreck, they also got canceled on Twitter. Oh no! The end. All right. Somebody said, message me if you would like to be part of my human Zoomipede. So we have a writer that loves Cruella and Human Centipede. Worrisome news. I mean, they have like 80 something fan fictions. They have 80 something fan fictions. Maybe we can look at some of their other fan fictions. All right, the next one is called the in-person Human Centipede. The next one's called the in-person Human Centipede. It's a little shorter. It says, once more people got vaccinated and less people got COVID-19, Dr. Hyder decided to resume in-person human centipedes and made masks and social distancing optional. Even the ones that are not taking place during the pandemic are very pandemic coded. All right. Let's see. The in-person human centipede. The amount of positive COVID-19 cases continued to dwindle now that people were getting vaccinated. Oh my gosh, I can resume in-person human centipedes now. Hyder pumped his fist in the air excitedly. Hyder shared a bunch of statuses on Facebook about how we should be supporting small businesses because sharing stuff on Facebook is activism in and of itself. After the 50th post that he shared in a short span of time about how we should be supporting small businesses, he ordered a bunch of fidget spinners from Amazon. Also, since it happened to be June, another thought came to his head. Oh shit, I almost forgot. I need to change my profile picture to a rainbow since it's Pride Month. And so he did. Now that he did that, he officially sincerely cares about the LGBT plus community as far as everyone knows. And once July 1st rolled around, he would get rid of all the rainbows since he only cared about the LGBTQ plus community as far as everyone. Wait. Community for just that 1 month. He also paints the walls of his house rainbow colors. Yeah, he said yippee! Also, this is... Alright. He also painted the wall. Okay, painted the walls of his house. Oh crap, I'm gonna feel bad about having to revert back to plain walls on July 1st because this just looks so pretty. Wait, is the human centipede queer? Is there room in the LGBT community for a human centipede? Don't answer that. Anyways, he began drilling deep into the rabbit hole of his twisted mind. If social media was interchangeable with activism, okay. What is all this? I want more human centipede action. Too many political topics in that paragraph. All right, now that it was safe to resume in-person human centipedes, he put a sign on his door that said, fully vaccinated people do not have to wear a mask. Just as luck happened. The polycule centipede, exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's gotta fall in there somewhere. Just as luck happened, 3 poor unfortunate souls who were ripe for the picking as victims of his latest human centipede showed up at his door. Hello, Daddy Miller. Hello. I need to see your vaccination card so I can determine whether or not to order you to put a mask on. Also, I'm promoting a special deal where anyone who's had 1 or both COVID shots will get to be put in a human centipede free of charge. Oh boy! Hyder said excitedly. 2 of them presented their vaccination cards, the other one didn't. I didn't take the COVID vaccine because it's the mark of the beast. Joe Biden wants to implant everyone with microchips and worship the beast and make everyone unable to buy or sell without it. The unvaccinated one of the trio had a 6-foot pipe sewed to their mouth, to the other end sewed to the second person's butthole, while the second person had the privilege to be right up to the first person's butthole with no mask. Person 3 didn't think this was entirely fair. Oh, brother, I know. After feeding them a spicy foot-long BLT unwitched with peanut butter, oh god, Hyder took them to the local theme park from there to a roller coaster. Yay! Person 1 squealed excitedly. I love roller coasters. Thank you, Hyder. Hyder strapped modified roller skates that had additional wheels to grip the roller coaster's rails on the top, side, and bottom, to the hands and feet of each link in the human chain, so they were now locked to the coaster track. Pushed the human centipede all the way to the crest of the lift hill, mounted himself on top of one of the links of the human chain, and pushed forward down the drop. Okay, so picture it. He's riding the human centipede. Okay, the human centipede has roller skates on their hands and feet, or hands and knees, or whatever, and they're attached to the rails the way that the coaster would be. And one of them, keep in mind, one of them is only attached to the others with a 6-foot tube. And now he's riding the human centipede on roller skates over the roller coaster. Okay, now that you're picturing it. Let's see. Hyder was holding on to dear life, as he didn't have any seatbelt, lap bars, or anything. Other than that, it was just like riding an actual roller coaster. The centipede even looked like a humanoid coaster train. He then opened the ride to anyone who wanted to ride. Oh my gosh, he opened it for business! You guys, if there was a human centipede coaster at your local theme park, would you go? I would. At least to take pictures of it. I'm kind of scared of coasters. But anyways. A long lines formed quick to ride the human centipede roller coaster. The line moved slowly because every ride cycle, Hyder had to push the human centipede up to the tallest point of the ride with additional people on it, and because only 3 people could ride at a time. Somewhere there was a young adult browsing Facebook to find out. Hyder shared a post saying he was no longer requiring face masks for fully vaccinated people who wanted to be part of this human centipede, and despite being fully vaccinated himself, still had reservations about going out in public. What about them damn variants, he mused to himself. I don't want to catch a variant while my mouth is sewn into someone's asshole. In fact, maybe I'll just pretend I'm unvaccinated so I'll have to wear a mask. Yeah, I think that'll do. Meanwhile, okay. Why is this so political? I guess because it's COVID? Alright. They should never shut down in the first place. If people want to stitch their mouths to another person's butthole during a pandemic, let them. Vaccine passports my ass, and also stuff like you're allowed to sew your mouth to someone else's butthole, but you still can't drink from a water fountain? Yeah, science, okay? Alright. I mean, yeah, I guess if there was a human centipede roller coaster open during the pandemic, that would be a bit strange. Hi, Isaac. Ever since Hyder's human centipede roller coaster took off, more and more people lined up outside his house, all wanting to be part of a human centipede too. Before he knew it, Hyder had made hundreds of human centipedes of various lengths, ranging from 3 segments all the way to 800 segments! 800 segments?! That's even more, I think that's even more than in the last movie. This is the kind of genius parody they'll speak of for decades. I mean, I don't know about that. I think we'll speak about it on this stream and then we'll never speak about it again. There was one human centipede where one of the segments was a pair of Siamese twins and each of them had their mouths sewed to someone else's asshole. So that particular one had two front segments. There was also another centipede like that, but every segment was a Siamese twin, so there was more like a human tree. Okay, that's kind of crazy. See, this is the human centipede content I'm looking for. All right, each centipede was fitted with the same kind of modded roller skates. Beaker's brain cells have all died. As the aforementioned one from earlier, and each sent to a different roller coaster, transforming them into a human centipede roller coaster. He was making so much money from his small business that he was basically set for life. And then the unthinkable happened. I know, exactly. I don't think they had thoughts. I think they just wrote these human centipede fanfictions and then jacked off and then went to sleep. And then the unthinkable happened. One of his human centipedes caught COVID. Oh, no you don't. Hyder filled a 2-liter Pepsi bottle with hydroxychloroquine and force-fed it to the first link in that particular centipede, making them drink every last drop. Everyone is part of the centipede, no matter their political stance. I know, the human centipede really brings together everyone from both sides of the political spectrum. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Anyways. Hi, Lo-san! It was not a pleasant experience for the person who got mouthfuls of diarrhea, but it was still preferable to enduring a President Kanye West rally. And then he got canceled on Twitter, not for having one of his human centipedes catch COVID, but for posting a positive review of sugar-free Haribo gummy bears one time when he was 14. Wait, what? This gave Hyder a cruel idea. He bought a bunch of bags of sugar-free Haribo gummy bears from Amazon and gave several bags to each of the centipedes. This is your diet from now on, he said with a menacing smile. I know that the sugar-free Haribo gummy bears make you shit. Anyways. I think unhinged comments on this one. There's still a guy here trying to recruit people for his human centipede. Would anyone like to be part of my centipede? I'll push you up the track as many times as you'd like, smiley face. Okay. Okay, the last one is also, okay. What the, okay, I'm not gonna read the last one, I think, because it's COVID related and it has almost 5,000 words. It's almost 5,000 words. It has 13 chapters, you guys. I think that's going too far. Also, there's other fandoms involved in this one. There's other fandoms in this one, and like real life people. I don't know. What the? Wait, mRNA technology causes my penis and/or balls to randomly fall off. Wait, what? Okay. Please tell me there's a boy band. No, it just, okay, there's Sigma. Okay, wait, who's this? Oh, from Zero Escape, Sigma Klim Eric from Zero Escape, Dr. Fauci, Rand Paul, Mira from Zero Escape. Okay, I guess he's from Zero Escape. I don't know. Also, I have to pee. I have to oil. I had a really spicy dish for my second dinner or whatever. No, not my second dinner, my late dinner. Okay, I have to, and so I drink a lot of water. So I do need to. I'll be right back. Oil is number one. Anyways. Oil is number one. I had spicy. Well, it was like chicken. It was like Mediterranean chicken, but they had, excuse me. It had like spicy peppers on the side, and for some reason I decided to eat them. Even though I could already tell they were too spicy. So then I started drinking lots and lots of water. And that's, yeah. Anyways, excuse me. So, I don't know if I want to read the 13th chapter. I feel like it's just gonna be more of the same cringe. But there is another, okay. While I was looking for Human Centipede fanfictions to read. Yes, while I was looking for Human Centipede fanfictions to read, a lot of them were actually like just people's fetish material that I don't know if I necessarily want to read on stream. However, there is one that I'm not, it's definitely like meant to be funny. It's definitely meant to be funny, but also it's like, I don't know, it's kind of too it's like, it's kind of crossing the line, but I feel like I still want to read it. So I'm gonna see if I can censor some parts. But it's called The Human Centipede, Love at First Bite. Here it is. It's on fanfiction.net, okay? And it was published in 2010. How dare people draw pleasure from their scientific endeavors, I know. All right, now guys, I need you guys to read the author's note with me. Okay? Because the author's note, it'll give you a little bit of an idea of the reaction to this fanfiction back in 2010. All right. The Human Centipede, Love at First Bite by Midnight Moon 13. When Dr. Hyder kidnaps young American tourist Ruby, who is an original character, by the way, will things go his way, or will he succumb to the feelings he has for her? This story was up a few months ago, but it got removed. No flames like last time, please. Author's note. Okay, this story was up quite a few months ago, and I got flamed relentlessly for what I had written. If you do not like the story, please do not read it. This story is very close to me, and I don't care about those of you who flame Space Race or any of my other stories that I wrote after it. But do not start leaving nasty flames again for this story again, as this has nothing to do with those. And it is totally different, and this is very close to me. Apparently they wrote something called Space Race. I've never heard of it. Space Race was written and when I was new to writing, and I was just learning the language. So obviously there would be errors. So constructive criticism is okay for all of my other stories. But do not, I repeat, do not start leaving flames for this, as I do not appreciate your rude and vulgar manners. No one is forcing, I'm only halfway through it. I'm only halfway through the author's note. No one is forcing you to read my stories. This story is written in the first person, and I imagine that while I am writing it, that I am Ruby, which is probably why it is so close to me. And just as a warning, this story contains graphically depictions of sex, which adult language that may not be suitable for younger children. Also, for those of you who accused my character Ruby of being a Mary Sue last time, she is not a Mary Sue, okay? She is her own independent character, and from what I understand, Mary Sues are characters which always have to rely on the man in the relationship to make the decision for them. Well, Ruby is not one of those characters, okay? Ruby is her own independent character with her own thoughts and dreams. She is not dependent on Dr. Hyder, okay? Also, for those who say Ruby is too much like myself, well, the joke is on you, because Ruby is American and I am not. I love this. I know that's also not what a Mary Sue is. Yeah, Mary Sue is like a character who's too perfect, right? Anyway, on a positive note, I have improved some of the writing, grammar, and got rid of the few spelling errors that there were. And for those of you who ask, because I know you'll ask, why write such a story on the human centipede? Well, I personally believe that no human being is beyond redemption, and that all it takes is true love. God is alive! I also believe in the old saying, I know you'll, the old saying, love knows no boundaries. And if Ruby can make a mad scientist feel kindness, then there is nothing that can stand in the way of the power of love. Still with me? Okay, then read ahead, enjoy. Yeah, it's basically like your name X, the doctor, except it's like a first person. All right, this is the human centipede, love at first bite. A few days ago, I was just another American tourist in Germany. I enjoyed Oktoberfest, laughing at the funny Bavarians and Lederhosens, driving down the Autobahn. I still remember the joy as I looked from the top of the snowy mountain onto the towns and cities below. Now I was begging for my life in terror. My name is Ruby, and this is my story. The lights flickered above me as I sobbed in terror. Ruby, get out of there! A menacing German voice called from the other side of the door. It was Dr. Josef Heiter. Dr. Hyder, please, I cried. Please stop. Ruby, get out of there, he repeated. Oh no, is there German in here? Komm zurück. Komm zurück. What does that mean? What do you translate? German? There were a lot of Human Centipede fanfictions that had like a bunch of random German in them. Wait, translate. Komm zurück. Wait, did I spell it wrong? German, okay, wait, German to German. No, German to English. Come back, okay. Yeah, come back. Oh, komm zurück. I said it wrong. Komm zurück. You will be used in mein Centipede, whether you like it or not. Dr. Hyder, I whispered, stop. Open the door, he yelled. I complied, against all instinct, and opened the door. He greeted me with a smug smirk. Gut, mein Frau, he said. Perhaps you are not so stupid as I thought originally. Suddenly, I saw someone come up behind Dr. Hyder like a shadow. Look out, I shrieked, and as the policeman reached for his gun. It was just in time, and Hyder grabbed the policeman's gun, twisting his arm and knocking him to the floor. I was worried. I had acted out of instinct, and now the policeman was on the floor. He would have been my only chance. Well, that was easy. Hyder laughed, before looking back at me. Danke, Frau. You know what? Forget the centipede for a few moments. I have another experiment I want to try on you. Oh no, I said defiantly. And what would that be? Ha 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 ha. Do not be scared, mein Frau. This is an experiment you are sure to enjoy. That's the end of chapter 1. There's 7 chapters, by the way. All right, author's note. All right, here comes the author's note, all right? Author's note. This chapter is one of the most graphically detailed things I have ever written. Okay, guys, are you ready for a throwback? Okay, if you're old, if you don't know what this next part means, you're either not old enough to be here or you weren't reading fan fiction in 2010, all right? It is a lemon. That's right, the story is a lemon, you guys. All right, you know, cover your virgin eyes. It's lemon. Does anybody remember lemon? That's what we used to call smut back in the day. That's what we used to call smut back in the day in 2010. Yeah, yeah. All right, when Naruto and Sasuke were getting crazy. All right, back in the day when the freaking those dudes from the fucking Supernatural TV show were fucking each other in the butt. All right, we called that a lemon. Anyways, why is it called? What is called lemon? Smut. Smut is called lemon. Yes. Anyways, it is a lemon. If you do not like those sorts of things, then look away. Avert your eyes. And if you, I don't know why they called it lemon. I do not know, but I know that if it was a story with people kissing, but there was no sex, then they called it lime. Anyways. And if you do not know what a lemon is, it is a scene in a story of a sexual nature. This is not the sort of thing to be taken lightly. You may have noticed that this is the only story I leave author's notes on. That is because it is the only one that got 50 flames. Oh, by the way, do you guys know flame? Do you guys remember flame? That's what we used to call it, like, when people would, you know, send you hate. Like, when people would leave, like, hate comments as a flame. Yeah. It got 50 flames when it was up here last. And for those of you who said you do not like the movie The Human Centipede, why on earth are you reading a fan fiction of it? And then to leave flames of a slanderous and libelous nature? I simply do not understand the motives and reasons behind such a thing. I think they meant motives. Also, I feel I should warn you that there will be more scenes like this in the future. This is only a warm-up. And it is not even real sex. The real thing will happen later. Okay? Okay, now read on. Oh no. Now I have to actually read the thing. All right, I may censor some stuff, all right? Because I don't want to get too crazy on here. All right, he led me to the door. He got out a set of keys and unlocked it. It was a bedroom. He led me inside. You are still a virgin, are you not, Mrs. Ruby? Mrs. Okay, Mrs. Ruby, he asked. Well, yes, I am, I replied sheepishly. I thought it was an odd question to ask, but a hider mustn't have spent a lot of time around people, and he didn't seem to know the social norm. Oh no! Oh no, should I read this? Should I even read this? It's like too funny to not read. Okay, so he asked her if she's a virgin, right? She was like, yes, I am. Then we will begin by the lactation of the phallus. That's sucking my dick in layman's terms. He smiled. He started taking off his clothes. And I did the same. Yes, you shall lactate his phallus. Okay. He started taking off his clothes, and I did the same. He looked different without his scientific lab coat, more fragile somehow. Guys, his smooth lust snake, okay, stood before me like a cobra waiting to strike. All right, guys, buckle up. It's beautiful, I said, admiring its beauty. I had never seen such a thing up close. As where I came from, down in California, all talk of sex is banned. We are quite a southern conservative state, you see. I dropped down on my knees in awe of its stunning radiance. Go on, Ruby, Hyder commanded. Blow my burrito. Blow my burrito. I did as I commanded. As he commanded. Okay, wait. I did as I command. I did. Okay. Link to the story Yeah, you betcha. All right. I did as commanded, working my lips on his strong German shaft. Well, are you enjoying yourself, Frau Ruby? I nodded, for I was too busy enjoying being filled by Hyder's long bratwurst to speak. I was prepared to do anything to not be part of that centipede. After a while, he finally spilled his seed, washing over me like so many bombs that were used on London in the Blitz. I swallowed his thick, milky seed, which tasted of strawberry gumdrops. It's delicious, I said, drinking every last drop. As a man of science, I have flavored mine gametes with a wonderful flavor. What's a gamete? It's sperm, you silly girl. Here, do you want some more? Yes, please. His cum spurted out again, but this time it tasted like caramel. Do you like the flavor more than the last? Hyder inquired. Well, yes, it's delicious too. And with that, Hyder smiled weakly before he collapsing back on the bed. Ha, I've never done that in so long, Hyder laughed. I got up onto the bed with him too. I leaned back, the viscous vessel of his seed laying scattered across the floor. Hopefully next time we'll get some real sex, Hyder said. Please don't use me in the centipede, I said, as he held me in his arms. I don't need to make a centipede anymore, mein Frau, he whispered softly. I was trying to fill a hole by making the centipede. I was, but I could never fill that hole. Now I know why. He paused for a moment. Why? I asked. Because what I really needed was love. What I need is you. We sat on the bed together for a while, not saying anything, holding each other until we fell asleep on the bed. Yeah, post-nut clarity. Mein Gewicht! Guys, this is only chapter 2. This is only chapter 2, alright? I need some more water after that spicy chapter. Alright? Next. Alright, let's read the author's note. Let's read the author's note. Alright. Author's note. You people are flaming again. I seriously cannot believe this. Stop it. Stop now. And I also noticed that you people are leaving anonymous reviews. You cowards, hiding behind the mask of technology. If you have something personal to say against my story of my creation, then why don't you come out here and say it? Log in and use your real name. If there's one thing I hate worse than people who leave flames, it's anonymous people who leave flames. Cut it out. I allowed people to write anonymous reviews so people could review my story, even if they don't have an account. Not for you people to leave malicious and slanderous flames. Why did people flame that? I don't know. Haters, jealous people who could never come up with something so creative. All right, and something so beautiful. All right, next chapter. Next chapter. I woke up the next day clutching the pillow on the bed. I looked around. Dr. Hyder was gone. I got out of the bed and went downstairs to the kitchen. There, Dr. Hyder was preparing some bratwurst in the oven. Hello, Dr. Hyder, I said as I walked into the room. Well, hello there, Ruby, mein Frau. Come, have some bratwurst, he said, putting the bratwurst on a plate and giving it to me. Thank you. I put one in my mouth. It had a very suggestive shape for being a sausage. I said. It's delicious. I'm glad you like it, mein Frau, he said. So I sat there for a few moments. It was nice, but something was lacking. So I added, Herr Doctor, it's very nice, but something is lacking. I wondered if you could add, what did you call them? Gametes, mein Frau? Wait, it's one thing to be a famous author, but if they need to be taken down a notch, your priority's a little fucked up. Yeah, I mean, listen, I wouldn't doubt a single thing this author said. I think this author is well within their rights to defend their art. Their beautiful art. Anyways, Gemeins, mein Frau. Why, yes, those. Why, of course I will. He beamed, taking my plate and filling its contents with his sultry sperm. It washed around the bratwurst with the appearance of delicious vanilla ice cream. Mein Frau, I want you to guess which flavor I've added this time. Nick! Hello, Nick! He smiled. I took a bite from the lust sausage, taking time to savor his sticky seed of his pure Teutonic pleasure, licking the exuberant flavor, before shouting, "It's chocolate!" Why, yes, mein Frau, only the finest of German chocolate for you, mein Frau. Suddenly, we both heard a noise. What's that? I asked. 3 people chained together came out of another room. They were walking on all fours, crawling. It looked almost insect-like. Is this the human centipede? I asked. Why, yes, it is. Hyder smiled, patting his centipede on the head. These are the segments, Jenny, Lindsay, and Katsudo. Hello there, said Jenny and Lindsay, their voices were muffled. Konnichiwa, said Katsudo, who could only speak Japanese. Aw, you're so kawaii, I said, patting the centipede also. Yes, but now I no longer need a centipede. I'm going to separate them, Hyder said. Hooray, said the centipede, except for Katsudo because he didn't understand English. And so Hyder got a leash and put it around Katsudo, who was the first in the centipede. Oh, but wait a second, Hyder said. We haven't even took this to 4th base yet. What? I asked. Oh, you mean? Why, yes, Fraulein. Separation of the centipede can be continued at a later date. We haven't even had, well, you know. Hyder blushed, embarrassed by the thought of saying such a word, before he finally blurted out. Sex. Ah, we've already done a blowjob. I don't see why not. I smiled. Let's go back to the bedroom, shall we? Yes, let's. Don't follow us, centipede, said Hyder. Stay down here, and if you're good, I will separate you later. And we went back upstairs into the bedroom. Yes, grown-ass man. Yay, I'm glad that the human centipede is here in the human centipede fic. A little cameo, you know? The fucking konnichiwa. Imagine a human centipede walks up to you and it says, konnichiwa. What would you fucking do? All right. Next chapter. We're about halfway through now. The human centipede, noted minor role in this story. Yes, you see, it's not about the human centipede. Okay, this is a deeper dive into Dr. Hyder's, personal life. What makes him who he is. And panic, the anime was leaking into the real world. It's a literal Japanese person. Okay, anyway. Like a Japanese person walks up to you, konnichiwa. Anime has gone too far. People are acting like anime's real. Yes, at least it's not COVID again. All right. So, this is chapter 4 out of 7. All right. Author's note. Oh God, this was rated T and nobody told me. It is now rated M. Oh no! If you don't get it, T is T for teens. So anyone between 13 and 18 could read it. Yeah. He doesn't even need to be talked out of it. They spent more time talking about his gametes. I know. All right. Also, this chapter is another lemon containing scenes of a sexual nature and of Ruby losing her virginity. Proceed at your own caution and no freaking flames. Thank you. All right, guys, I don't know if I should censor this or if it's going to be written out in such a hilarious way that, I don't need to censor it. We'll see. All right. I sat on the bed, Hyder sitting next to me. How could this have happened? I was falling in love with the very man who seemed so threatening all those days ago. But now I realize that it was not threatening. He was simply fragile and misunderstood. I looked into his eyes and could tell he understood what I was thinking, his beautiful crystal eyes glowing with radiance. Well, now, let's do, you know, Hyder blushed again. Sex. We giggled like little schoolgirls over the prospect before taking off our clothes. This is going to be fun, I said. Just how fun is up to you, he smiled, winking at me, revealing his erect man missile, pointing it at my wet, dripping vagina. No! He moved closer to me, sperm dripping onto the floor. Yeah, is that how it works? He's stuck his penis into my cave-like hole, and I moaned in screams of pure pleasure as he plundered my village like a true Viking. Where's Albandi? Where's Albandi when we need him? What? Oh my god, he plundered her village like a Viking. Oh god, that's the spot. Yes, I cried in happiness and joy. I clawed out of the bed, his wiener moving slow circular motions around my crevice. This is it, I'm going to come, Hyder yelled as his silvery life seed gushed into my vagina. Oh no, wait a second, I said. We haven't used He looked at me confused. Condom, I added. Oh, ha 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 ha, the scientist laughed. I don't need to. I have genetically engineered my gametes to reject all notion of combining to the egg. And they certainly cannot fertilize. Now, where were we? He thrust in and out, going at such a quick pace. I felt like I was floating on clouds of pure pleasure as he thrust his electric pylon in and out of my vagina. I was bouncing on his pogo stick for what seemed like hours, feeling his pleasure python inside my nest made of life worth living, and I wished it could go on, but then he came again, and as the white, feathery liquid filled my vagina with the essence of pure pleasure, I could feel our sexual time was drawing to a close. His sperm are gay! Yeah, his sperm are gay! So they won't fertilize, no? Oh my god. Hyder smiled. Now that was something else, he grinned, putting his arms around me. I have never in my life felt something so pleasurable. I think I love you, mein Frau. I love you too, I smiled, our naked bodies holding each other close. Suddenly, we heard a noise from downstairs. God damn it, Centipede, Hyder yelled. Can't you see we're trying to have sex? Keep it down there, I won't separate you at all. Don't get so worked up, silly, I smiled. Life is too short to get angry. You're so right, Ruby. Thank you. After a while of holding each other close, we got our clothes back on and headed back downstairs. Hello, username. Hello. This is a Strictly 18+ stream. I am reading Human Centipede fanfiction. His little swimmers are busy generating a flavor. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Oh my god, the flavor is wasted. It's wasted in the vagina. You're so right, babe. Yeah. You're afraid of what's next? I am too. All right. This is chapter 5 out of 7. There is no author's note on this one. It just goes straight into what I think is supposed to be Japanese. All right. Kalangan Tinge. There was a problem. We couldn't understand Katsudo as he was speaking Japanese. I don't think that was Japanese. I still don't understand what you're saying, said Dr. Hyder. But that's okay, as I perfected this machine that teaches English to anyone who wears it. Is that how you learned English? I asked. No, I studied it myself before I had invented this machine, Hyder smiled, and he put a metal helmet on Katsudo's head. It glowed a bright light and beeped, and when it came off, Katsudo could speak English. It works, Hyder laughed with tears of pure joy in his eyes. Let me out of this centipede, he said. Let me out! I preferred it when he couldn't speak English, I said, laughing, and Hyder laughed too. I'm going to separate the centipede now, Hyder said. You can go and sit in my bouncy castle outside if you want. A lot of people say they find it very relaxing. Yippee! I love bouncy castles, I said, jumping into the air. I know, I'm great at guessing what other people like, Hyder winked. Especially what type of sex they prefer. And we both giggled again. Stop giggling and let me out of here, Katsudo shouted. Lindsay and Jenny were speaking too, but their voices were too muffled to hear them. Very well, let's begin. And Hyder led the centipede into his science lab. Stop, please stop. Stop what? I looked out into the garden while Hyder went off into his lab. There were all types of colorful trees around me, and it was like the Amazon rainforest. It's beautiful, I thought as I went outside and jumped on the giant bouncy castle that was in the garden. I looked around at the inflatable yellow walls and leaned back, looking up into the clouds as they were drifting carefree above me. I thought for a while about what this meant. A few days ago I was running away, but now I was madly in love. Pretty sure separating a centipede requires more time than a bouncy castle run. Listen, it's fiction, okay? Please understand. Hello, Hyder had come in and sat down next to me. Well, what happened? I inquired. Did you separate the centipede? Why, yes, of course, mein Frau. He smiled. The operation was a success. They are all back to their old selves. Except now Katsudo knows English. That's a skill to come in useful. We sat in the castle for a while before Hyder said, I wonder what sex would be like in the bouncy castle. So hiding and afraid of him to bouncy castle sex, yeah! You know, there's one way to find out, I said, and we both laughed, looking lovingly into each other's eyes. This is going to be an experience, unlike any other I had experienced. Are you guys ready? Are you fucking ready for the bouncy castle? Alright, there's an author's note. There's an author's note on this one. Alright. Author's note. Okay, you guys know the drill. This chapter is another lemon! I'm very proud of myself for this one. I think I may even have a knack for writing this sort of thing. Well, let me know what you think, but no freaking flames! Thank you. The bouncy castle bounced as Hyder and I took off our clothes yet again. You know, he smiled. We might as well not wear any clothes at all since we have sex so much. I agree, I said happily. But what if the others see us? Oh, you mean the centipede? Yes, well, I'll think of something to do with them, I'm sure. I'll get rid of them somehow and then we can have sex all day, every day. I'd like that, I beamed, as he slipped down his pants, revealing his quivering man-warrior, poised like an arrow searching for a target. He stuck his car keys into my ignition and started my engine, moving his candy cane around my Santa's grotto with the power of 1,000 horses. I roared like a ferocious lion in the Amazon jungle as he moved his penis in and out of my wet, steamy vagina. My wet, steamy vagina. Hyder, it's so good, I moaned in pure pleasure. Oh mein Gott, he yelled as he boned to me. Gott im Himmel. He's just speaking German now. Gott im Himmel, God! The whole bouncy castle was shaking around us, the walls moving with every lustful move we made with our bodies. Hey guys, a voice came from beside us. It was Katsudo. We jumped up in shock. Holy fuck, Katsudo, Hyder yelled. Can't you see we're having fucking sex? Gomenasai, Katsudo said sadly. But then Jenny and Lindsay came running into the bouncy castle. Get the fuck out! Hyder was losing his patience again. Get the fuck out or I'll turn you into a centipede yet again! And so they all ran back inside. God damn it, if they're always interrupting our sex. Hyder was annoyed. They really do act like little kids sometimes. Please don't get so angry, I said, wrapping my arms around his warm German body. Oh, thank you, Hyder blushed. You're such a kind girl. You know just how to calm me down. I tell you what, I want to repay you for your fantastic blowjob earlier. I am going to eat you out. What? Really? I asked in surprise. But Hyder had already moved his head down and was sucking on my banana split. Oh mein Gott, I'm Kuminaten. Oh, that feels so good, I moaned in ecstasy as he licked the insides of my strawberry sundae. I felt his tongue slither down into my deep, cave-like crevice. He continued for a while, and after that we both sat down in the bouncy castle together, looking up at the stars. You know, mein Frau, Hyder whispered, there are many stars in the universe, but none that shine as bright as you. And with that, we kissed passionately in the glimmering moonlight. That was beautiful, you guys. There's only one chapter. I'm so sad. There's only one chapter left. Ooh. Ooh, it all went by so fast. Ooh. Alright. We'll have to figure out what we're gonna read after this. Alright, author's note. We should read some of the reviews. We should read some of the flames. Alright. Author's note. Hey guys, thank you for continuing to read my story. I'm going to tackle a very important issue in the next few chapters, so I hope you can be mature. What? Also, more lemons on the way. I think I'm getting better at writing lemon, hopefully. But there are only 7 chapters. So sad. An unfinished fic. Lost to time. 14 years. 14 years. This fic is from 2010, you guys. Alright. And so, life continued as normal. We loved each other a lot and therefore had sex a lot. But there was a problem. A big problem. When we have sex, Katsudo keeps coming into the room and interrupting us. I'm sure he's doing it on purpose. Like today, we were both naked on the bed, ready to have some fun, and Katsudo ran into the room. Hey guys, Katsudo said. Oh, for fuck's sake, Hyder yelled. For fucking sake, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Always coming in when we have sex. You got to take the piss. Verdammte Scheiß. Wait, what did I just say? What does that mean? Verdammte? I gotta look that one up. Damn. Fucking shit. It means fucking shit. Verdammte Scheiß. Why can't you go and have sex with those 2 whores who were in the Centipede? Instead of interrupting us? Well, Katsudo suddenly looked embarrassed. There's a problem with that. You see, I am gay. What? Hyder yelled, and Katsudo looked at the floor sadly. Katsudo, you shouldn't be embarrassed. That is nothing to be ashamed of, I said, putting my clothes back on. Oh, okay. Katsudo smiled at me, when suddenly the door rang. Ding dong! I'll get it, Hyder said, going down the stairs. He opened the door, and there were 2 policemen there. Hello there, said one of them. I am Detective Inspector Voller, and this is Commissar Kranz. May we come in? What are you here for, may I ask, Hyder said. Well, we heard in the neighborhood that you've been kidnapping people, said Kranz. What nonsense, Hyder said. I will ask you to remove yourself from my premises immediately. No, said Voller, we will not. Okay, said Hyder, grabbing a huge blanket soaked in chloroform and throwing it over them. Both policemen fell to the ground. And that's it. That's all we have. That's the end. Ooh, that's the end. I don't think there was ever anything written after that. The Human Centipede Love at First Bite by Midnight Moon 13. Ooh. All right. Well, let's read some of the reviews. Now there is a fan-made final chapter, by the way, for this. I don't know if it's as good as the the original, but we can read that after. But first, let's read the reviews. Okay. Guest said, what the actual flip? Let's see. I hope Joseph Hyder realizes he has internalized homophobia and comes out as a compact gay and marries Katsudo, and the last chapter is an explicit detail how Katsudo and Joseph have gay sex. Okay. Wait a second. The actor died? No. Wait, what? What? He died in 2020? No! The guy who played the Human Centipede Doctor died 4 years ago and I didn't know? Holy shit! That's so sad. What did he die from? What? He died 12 days after his 78th birthday. Okay, he was 78. I mean, that's still kind of young to die, I think. His death was not announced until a message to his official Facebook page on April 9th, 2020. Aw. Alright, well, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Is that why they stopped making movies? I don't know. Someone said, please update. Someone said, what the fuck is wrong with you? Someone said he's a fucking ice cream dispenser. Someone said, why did you stop? This is so great. Oh my gosh. I didn't know he died. I can't believe I found that out from reading reviews of the fanfiction. Absolutely phenomenal. I can't begin to describe how well written this is. Your OC Ruby was truly three-dimensional and realistic, and I could really see things from her point of view. The love between her and Hyder was absolutely wonderful. I usually hate romance, but you really managed to put into words what an incredible thing love is. You also managed to keep the canon characters 100% true to the film. I appreciated it very much. And their in-characterness complemented the story, the same way gourmet cheese complements a fine wine. Someone said this story gave me cancer. Okay. Thank you for the burger! Nom, 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 nom. Thank you. And then someone said, do people on this site flame really funny and really obviously troll stews, but not actual Hyder Centipede stews that exist on this website? Wait, what? Oh my gosh. The only thing I can think to say is, you are a slut. Ruby is clearly a self-insertion and she's busy fucking a guy who doesn't even know. It is also the only way I can think of why the story is so close to you. I really can't believe that fucking a guy will change. Do you really believe that fucking a guy will change who they are? Holy shit, this person's mad. Hi, Raptor. Oh my gosh. There's some people who actually wrote paragraphs. What the hell? What the hell? I thought the flames thing was just a joke. But there's actually people who are writing paragraphs. I'm sorry people are being so rude to you. This is a great story. So I'm reading the reviews of the Human Centipede Love at First Bite. Alright, anyways. Oh my gosh! Hello, Kendra Kendrillion! Hello! Thank you so much for the raid! Yes. Hi! I finished reading a very epic Human Centipede fanfiction called The Human Centipede Love at First Bite. Yes, what a thing to raid into. Hello! I hope you read the stream title. But I'm going to read. Thank you so much for the follow. What were you streaming today? Yeah, thank you, Beaker. Well, how was your stream today? Yeah. Well, if you need to take a break, feel free to leave, especially if you are not interested in hearing any more Human Centipede fan fiction. But there is like I said, there is a fan written conclusion to Human Centipede Love at First Bite. If I can find it. We were being meta about VTubing. Interesting. Okay, so we'll go from one interesting topic to another. Alright, let me find it. Human Centipede. Alright, let's see. Human Centipede. Where is it? Yeah, Love at First Bite final chapter. All right, this is a somebody wrote this in 2014. Okay, it's a fan-made ending to the story. All right, it says Dr. Hyder and OC Ruby are happy together, but that's how it ends. I'm not the original author, but I think the story needs a proper ending. All right. So last week we saw the two police officers showed up. And they're like, Dr. Hyder, we've heard you've been kidnapping people. And he was like, no, I have not. And they're like, well, I'm pretty sure you did. And so then he took an entire blanket soaked with chloroform and threw it on top of them. All right, that's where we left our heroes. All right, so this is the fan-made ending. Okay, not by the same author. All right, I'm shocked. By the way, this is from Ruby's perspective. Ruby being a original character. I'm shocked. The police discovered my dear doctor again, and now they want to arrest him. It can't be. What are we going to do now? I asked sadly. I don't want to lose the love of my life. Not when I just encountered him. I was really planning a marriage back in America. Let's do what we always do. We make sex, mein Frau. Hyder answered me, taking off his clothes to show me his perfect Germanic body. Oh, but I'd like to try something different for a change. Something different on sex? Like a different position? I saw on a shop here in Germany a book that has many sexual positions. Of course, a book like this in California could get the shop owners arrested. Maybe Hyder owns that book. Dr. Hyder sent me to my room where I blowjobbed him for the first time. He handcuffed him. But wait, she's talking about from the earlier chapter 2, where she blowjobbed him for the first time. So he sends me back to the room where I had blowjobbed him for the first time. He can't handcuff both my hands to the wall, which my face was turned to. Wow, he will fuck me anally. That will totally grow our love. I can look at the wall, not his shiny Excalibur, that soon he will put back between the stones. Oh, his shiny Excalibur, which he will soon put back between the stones. There were reviews on the tvtropes.org site. I think that's where I found this. Like, I think I saw that first, and then I found the original. I start to feel something entering between my buttocks, but it was not his powerful lightsaber. It was something big, but uncomfortable. I could feel something piercing my inner skin, and the blood going out of my ass. Oh no! The holiest of holes! Maybe I'm on my period. I don't know. When I try to think, I pass out. What's happening, you guys? When I woke up, I was no longer handcuffed, but I feel something strange near my hole to Wonderland. Like a mouth? Oh no. My nightmare came true. I am the head of a centipede. No! No! Why would he betray her? Why would he betray her? No! But why? Dr. Hyder loves me and said he gave up this idea. No! Why is this happening? I search for my doctor, and I find him sewing the pit of Katsuno's penis inside Jenny's vagina. What? 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 Okay. I searched. Wait. Dr. Hyder saw me and walked on my direction. I started to cry and scream. You said you gave up this idea. Why you used me for this centipede? I thought you loved me. He laughed. You thought wrong. Don't trust your kidnapper. This only can be a nightmare. Soon I will wake up in my doctor's arms. It can't be true. Okay, this is... This next part I'm gonna skip. Wait a second. Power of love my ass. Okay. Wait. Sorry, I can't read this. Then she says, I want oxygen flavored semen. Or to breathe the polluted air of California again. Oh, why did I fall in love? Why was I so stupid? There is no such thing as love. But I guess it's too late to think about it now. It's too late to think about anything. No! I reject this ending! I reject this ending! Ruby and Hyder were supposed to live happily ever after! Curse you! This is the author that deserves the flames. Let's see if they got any flames. They got 8 reviews. No, people are being too nice. No, this is the worst version. I like the original better. Alright, you guys. I gotta be honest, I don't know if there's any other Human Centipede fan fictions that I can read. Yes, I reject this! Yes. It's also not as well written. The other one is a beautiful masterpiece. So well written. This one was terrible. Alright, but yes, the Human Centipede. So, those were the 2 main, fan fictions that I found that I felt that I could read. All the other ones I found, like I said, I feel like they were just too real. But maybe we can find some more. Kind of like the first ever fanfiction reading thing I did. We ran into a similar problem where I'd be like, a story about Steve from Minecraft having sex with the ghasts in the fucking Nether, and then but actually it was like written like too well, and I was like, wait a second. I'm starting to think this isn't a parody. I'm starting to think this is something someone actually wanted to write. So, and then we read Mr. Clean, Dr. Phil fanfiction where they like rubbed their bald heads together. Okay, and everything was fine. But yes, I know that there was a Pokemon Centipede, but I think that one was too real as well. I think that was someone's fetish. Yeah, so you got the the COVID ones. There's a lot of ones that's like written like what happened to that one girl who survived, like that one girl who survived at the end of the movie. There's this one, the Human Centipede first sequence, but it's an AU where Hyder gets to make his four-person Human Centipede. So it says, in this AU, Dr. Hyder managed to successfully capture and centipede the two detectives as a replacement for the dying Jenny. Frequent German in this fic. Pull up Google Translate. This one, the Japanese guy just sucks Hyder's dick, which we're not gonna read. Yeah, it's like half of this. I read part of this because like half of it is in German, and I was like, what the fuck? I don't think it's funny though. Unless the German's really funny. Deist irritierenden Amerikanen der Japanese Schichtvorn und ist Deutschland. Okay, I'm not gonna torture you guys with any more German pronunciation. If we run out of the Human Sexipede, okay. If we run out of Human Centipede fanfiction to read, then we'll just have to write some our own. Okay, on our own. Let me go to fanfiction.net though. I didn't for some reason I couldn't view all of the fanfiction.net Human Centipede fanfictions on my phone, so let me check if I search on here if I get more than I had before. Alright, Human Centipede. What the? Okay, there's a lot of these. What do they call them? Troll fics, where it's like purposely written bad, right? There's a lot of ones like that. Oh, the Loud House Centipede. I heard that this one's also infamous, but I wanted to steer away from this one because isn't the Loud House like about a bunch of kids? Like I don't know. I heard that this was also has some infamy behind it. The Loud House Human Centipede fic. I don't think I should read that one though, because like I said, Loud House is like a kids show. I don't know. I mean, it's fiction, but like I don't know if I want to read that fiction on stream. Yeah. Human Centipede, but with Pokemon. Yeah, no, this one's fetish stuff. Yeah, what happens to Lindsay at the end of the Human Centipede? Sorry, I'm skimming the options. The Human Caterpie. Uh-oh. No, I don't. No, wait, no. Okay, no, I don't think so. Sorry, guys. This is a good thing. See, it's a good thing I'm not scrolling this live on stream, because then you guys would have to see what I'm reading. The Human Hitaliapede. What? In this extended scene from the episode of Italia Beautiful World where all the countries showcase their horror movies, Netherlands shows up bringing an infamous movie from his house called The Human Centipede. What? But do they put all the twinks from Italia into the centipede? No, they're just watching it and being disgusted. All right. God damn it. Somebody actually write it. Human Centipede. Before Sword and Shield, because you get the Human Scorchipede, yeah? Yeah, the Human Scorchipede. Someone needs to write that for real. Wait, Dr. Frankenfurter's new creation. A self-insert one-shot based on a weird dream. Julie gets an invitation to one of Dr. Frankenfurter's affairs where he unveils a creation based on one of the movies that scares Julie. Sort of a Human Centipede crossover. What? Wait, what? This is a Rocky Horror Picture Show Human Centipede crossover? Wait. Do they actually sew them together though? Nah, this is boring. Ooh. Aw, there's guys, there's not enough human centipede. We need to write some. We need to write some, I think. Let's open up the Canva. All right, where's my tablet pen? I just had it before. I hope it doesn't give us any problems like it did before, the tablet. All right, let me get the tablet and the plug. All right. I think it's time to get creative because I have to burn another hour and a half of human centipede content. All right. So I got my tablet. Like I said, hopefully this is working now. I think so. Hopefully I don't have to reset my computer to get this to work because I reset it before. All right, let's see. Wacom. Tablet. Tablet driver's not responding. Turn off your computer. Okay, wait a second. Ain't no way. Okay, wait. Okay, well that's working. Huh. That's weird. I reset my computer before though. So there's no reason why this shouldn't be working. Let me pull up settings. Settings, tablet. Cause I just need to change it to I had to change it to from pen mode. Okay, good night, Blue and Blue. Good night. Thank you for coming. Wait, there's a problem with updates. Wait, Wacom. Wacom Center. Tablet driver's not responding. Click OK to restart the driver. All right, let's see if this works. Well, I'm gonna pull up Canva though. All right, because I have some ideas. Here, I'll change the stream title to designing new. Okay. Designing new human centipede concepts. Okay. I'm gonna change the category to art. Alright, changing the category to art. Hello, Angel. Hello. Alright. Alright, done. Alright, let me see if I can get the tablet thing to open. Tablet driver's not responding. That's so annoying. Click OK to restart the driver. Huh. But I reset my computer before. Maybe I should do this in Microsoft Paint. Wait. Because I want to be able to draw with my tablet. Maybe. Here, let me try Microsoft Paint. Let me see what happens if I try to draw with my tablet. Well, that works. That works fine. All right, let's do that. So, let me pull up, change the scene around. See, screen share. Sorry. I know it's a scuff, but I want to set it up so we can draw we can do some art together, some human centipede art. Okay. Okay, there's chat. All right, and I have to just screen share the paint, the Microsoft Paint. Oh, I have to change the I have to change this. This is the burger aiming system, okay? Don't say anything about your immersion. This is all for the burger, okay? There we go. And all right, now I just have to show my paint screen. So let me erase what I drew, the squiggly line I drew. And screen share. Let's see. Is it? What the? Why is it so huge? Okay, but you can't see it. There we go. All right, guys. It's time to get creative. All right, let's zoom in. All right, let's get creative. We're gonna design. Now, I already told you about my genius idea of the human pill bug. All right. Which, do you guys need a refresher on the human pill bug? Or do you guys need a refresher on the human pill bug, or do we want to just jump into some new concepts? If anybody, I'm taking suggestions. Okay, this is an open brainstorming session for anybody to share their creative ideas. Make Goku. You want me to put Goku in the human centipede? With who? You want me to put Goku in the human centipede? All right, wait, let me make it a traditional pencil here. What's that? Is that the brush that I want? Why does that look like... That looks like too smooth. I don't know. It's fine. Alright. You want me to put Goku in the human centipede? Am I understanding you right? He has a tail. He has a tail. That could make it interesting, right? He does have a tail, right? I need a Goku reference. Give me a second. I need a Goku reference. Let me pull up a good Goku reference. Goku. So the Goku, human Gokupede? Or he's not a human though. The Kakarotpede. Okay, wait. Where's his tail in this picture? Did his tail come off when he becomes an adult? Cause I only see him with a tail when he's a kid. Can I just get this image reference? Here we go. His tail got cut off. Oh, okay. I feel like I knew that. All right, so there's no tail. But who is he gonna be in the centipede with? Piccolo? The interspecies centipede? Okay, wait. Interspecies centipede. Okay, but is it just gonna be the same thing where it's like, so he's gonna be in the front? Okay, wait, I can hardly see my drawing because I have my iPad in front of me. All right, wait, I got it. All right, I'll draw it on this side. Okay, wait, actually, it's gonna be from a side profile, right? So, wait. Here, let me look up. Let me look up Goku from the side. Goku side profile. Okay. Wait, when they go Super Saiyan, what happens to the centipede? I feel like the Dragon Ball should be involved. IDK, you're making the centipede. It's just funny to think about what you're doing and hearing your voice is relaxing. Okay. Okay, we're making the human Gokupede, or the Goku centipede. Alright. So this is his hair, obviously. Alright, there's his face. Okay. I'm not the best artist here. Alright, he's smiling despite everything. Okay, so he's in the centipede with Piccolo. This feels wrong. This feels wrong when he actually has a face and he's not just a faceless concept. Don't put Vegeta next to him, otherwise they will probably fuse and unfuse to get out of the situation. Oh, I didn't think about fusions. You're right. Okay. So here's his head. Okay. So I'll make the pen smaller now. Okay, but so he's on all fours. It doesn't feel right for Goku to be on all fours. Wait, that was supposed to be a fist. All right, wait. All right, so here's his butt. This feels wrong. It does. Okay, I'm not doing this. All right, new concept. All right, new concept. All right, I was thinking. Here's what I was thinking. Now, I liked the idea of the human Siamesipede. Okay, because that's where you have. Okay, you have two. Okay, this is like a top-down view from their backs. Okay. So you got two people. Oh my gosh, why is my hand-eye coordination is failing me today? All right, so we've got. Yeah, my hand-eye coordination, because their head is not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like more of a circle. Let me like move my tablet maybe. All right. So, okay, that's a little bit better. So there's their head. Okay, this is they're on their hands and knees. Okay. And there's two of them. Okay. See, I'm having the same problem. Okay. There's two of them like this. Let me move my iPad over a little bit because I can't see. All right, and then. Okay, so here's. Okay, they're on their hands and knees or whatever. Here's your butt. Same thing over here. All right, I don't know how to draw someone from the top down who's on their hands and knees, but. This is fine. All right. So you have two of them like that. They look like they're doing the crab dance. Good. All right. Let me, I had a human centipede dream nightmare after the human pillbug stream. Oh no. I'm sorry I gave you a nightmare. I'm sorry I gave you a nightmare, but I am curious. I'm curious what your concept was. I hope you don't get another nightmare. All right. So. You have two of them here. Now this is the human Siamesipede. All right. Now this is partly stolen from the fanfiction. But remember, there's one Siamese twin. Okay. Here. All right. And they're attached to the other Siamese twin, who is attached to this person. Okay. All right, and they're like. I don't know if they have like another hand in between them or something. All right. Now, if they're the kind of Siamese twin that has one butthole, okay. If they're the type of Siamese twin that has one butthole. Sorry, guys, I'm drawing onto this side because I can only see like one side of the thing with my iPad in the way. So then they're gonna look like this. Okay. Now, they could be the type of Siamese twin that has two buttholes. All right, so let's see. This is the digestive tract, okay? So it's going to go through this person, through this person, okay? And then, because they only have one butthole, all right? They have a shared digestive tract. It ends here, okay? So it's going to go like that. Now, they're both eating poop. So, nothing magical is going to happen in between. It's just going to be more poop going into more poop. But they're going to have to put out twice as much poop. Okay, 2x poop. Okay? Into one person. The one person they're attached to. Right? Now, I guess that's why they called it the human tree. Now, if we take this, yeah, that's why they call it the human tree. Now, can we rotate this? Can I rotate it? Is there a way to rotate? Wait, rotate. Okay. There. Let me rotate it the other way so I can see a little bit better. Now, oops. Okay, what did I just do? Okay. Oh, I just cut it to, okay. I see what I did there. Alright, so let me take them here. Okay. So, what I was getting at was if they're the type of twin, Siamese twin that has 2 buttholes, you're traumatized? Well, it's not my fault. Okay? There's warnings on the stream. Alright? Now, they could be that type of Siamese twin that has 2 buttholes. So in this case, these 2 people, okay. I'm having a little trouble drawing it from the side. But these 2 people would be so, okay, they're actually not connected. I just realized. It's fine. Let me fix it so they're more connected. Okay. So in this case, they're still Siamese twin. They're still connected. Okay, they're maybe connected by like the liver or something. But they have 2 different digestive systems. Okay, which I'm gonna draw that in a second. It's a lot harder to draw them from the side. I don't know why. See, I keep getting the head wrong. Okay. Alright, so they're connected. See, they're just connected by his liver. I don't know why the one on the bottom looks like a raw chicken. Okay. But it's because it's a little hard to draw. A little hard to draw them. Alright, that one's just a little thicker. Okay. So now it's two separate digestive tracts. Okay? So sorry, I'm having trouble seeing it because of my iPad being in the way. Okay. So you have 2 different digestive tracts. Here, let me pull this out a little bit so I can see better. So it's 2 digestive tracts that lead to the same butthole. Well, ultimately, it's all going to branch down. Yes. So you're gonna feed them. Assuming these are the front of the centipede. Hello, System Unrated. Hi. Yes, we are designing new human centipedes. So this is the human Siamesipede. All right. This is the human Siamesipede. This is Siamese twins. This is a human centipede that contains 2 sets of Siamese twins. All right. One of the sets of Siamese twins have separate digestive tracts. Then there's 2 people who are not Siamese twins. Then there's 1 Siamese twin that has 1 digestive tract. So all the food that you put here. So this one's gonna be poop, 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 and it's gonna conjoin into 1 poop. Okay? It's gonna conjoin into 1 poop. All right. And then, yeah, on the other side, same thing. Now, these 2 people, even though they're connected, they have a separate digestive system, so they might as well be 2 different people, okay? In terms of human centipede-ness, okay? So, does anybody have any questions about this before I add a plot twist? Anybody? Why? Because it's art. It's art and science converge. Okay? No questions? Okay, good. So, what if... Now, I've always been obsessed with closing the centipede loop. Okay? I always wanted to close the loop. Okay? So, there's a few ways we can close this loop. Okay? But the easiest way to close the loop, other than attaching their mouths to each other, that's no fun. Alright? So, I mean, actually, I guess we could. We could, but they're twins, so it's kind of weird. Since they're related, so we don't want to do that. Okay, so instead, we're going to take another person. Okay? Now, this is the person's head, okay? Now, their mouth is attached to one twin, okay? And they're like sideways like this, okay? And now their legs are gonna be like up like this, okay? Because their butthole is gonna be attached. Okay, let me fix this leg. Their butthole is gonna be attached to the other twin. Yes. Yes. Okay, so let's like kind of put their leg up like this. It's a little bit complicated. Yes, you see the vid. Thank you. Thank you. So, okay, this is harder than I thought. If the twins are attached to each other, doesn't that mean the circle is already closed? If they are, yeah, okay. If we attach the mouths, no, the circle's not closed because there's two open ends. There's an open end here and there's an open end here. So if we attach the twins to each other, like they're making out, but we can't do that because they're siblings. Okay, all right. We don't accept that kind of degeneracy here. All right. So instead, we're going to have one unfortunate person who is going to have their butt attached to one twin and their mouth attached to the other twin. Okay. So let's erase the excess here. This is an art stream, by the way. All right. That's why it's tagged art. All right. That's why it's in the art category. So, we've got now let me show you how this works now. So, this is where the loop closes, right? Well, the thing is though, it's a little confusing though, because let's take a look at this. It's a little confusing because there are two directions, okay? So there's two directions happening here. All right, so there's a direction going here and it's going this way and it's going out to the end. But this person should be going this way. So how are we gonna get the food to go in both directions? That's the problem with this design. I guess we'll have to induce vomiting in one of the twins, maybe? It's a little difficult. I don't know if I like this design now that I said that. I don't think that that's gonna work. It looks nice, but it's not functional. Yeah, it looks nice, but it's not functional. Let's delete this. It needs to be going in the right direction, guys. All right. There has to be a two-way feeding tube between the twin and the solo. Yeah. I mean, because this is really no different. You're right, because this is really no different than just having an extra person attached here. And even though the loop is closed, there's nothing going in this direction. It doesn't make sense. We're getting rid of this. All right. I failed the assignment. I'm so disappointed in myself. But don't worry. Don't worry. We'll make up for it. All right. Now, like I said, I refuse to have the twins attached to each other. But what if we were to fold this up? Hi, Anon. Hello, hello. I'm actually not reading Human Centipede fanfiction anymore. I'm actually drawing Human Centipede fan art over on Twitch. So if you're interested, otherwise you can just listen to me ramble about my Human Centipede concepts. All right, I think the problem I'm having is that there's two mouths now, but there's only one butt. We need to equalize the inputs and outputs, right? But how? What if there was a person with a set of legs, like, with 2 buttholes, like a mutant? Well, I was thinking about that, but does that kind of person exist? Wouldn't they just, like, remove part of him? I haven't watched the Human Centipede, so you don't know what this is. You don't know what the Human Centipede is? Oh, no. I think you should ask your mom and dad about that, not me. It doesn't feel right for me to break it to someone what the Human Centipede is. It feels like telling a kid that Santa isn't real. You know? Like, that should be their parents' job. Obviously, hopefully you're an adult because my stream title says 18 plus, but you know what I mean? Just like the principle. So you're saying if it's okay, so what you're suggesting, yeah, it is kind of like a puzzle in a video game. So what you're suggesting is a person with 2 buttholes, but 1 mouth. Okay? So what you're suggesting is this, essentially. Someone with the biggest ass in the world. Okay. Someone with the biggest ass in the world who has 2 buttholes, but 1 mouth and 1 head. Right? Okay, I kind of messed up the proportions there. All right. Because we want this to be proportional. Okay, why is his shoulder so weird? Okay, so now this is a person, hypothetical person, who has 2 buttholes. Okay, they would have another leg. They would have 2 sets of legs, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of different conjoined twins. Guys, I have to use the restroom again. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I'll make it quick. Sorry. I know this is very important, but I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So where were we? Okay, so I was drawing the other legs on the person with 2 buttholes because I believe if they had 2 buttholes, they would also have 2 sets of legs, I think. Hello, because you have to think about, like, they would have 2 spinal cords at the end, right? Like, their spinal cord was split into 2 pieces. But I've never seen a person like this. I've never seen a living conjoined twin that had 2 butts and 1 head. Because that's not even that's just one person, you know? Conjoined twins is like twins, right? But this is just one person with 2 sets of butts. But if this person did exist... Oh no, that's sad. Well... If they did survive, then this is what they would look like in a human centipede. That's fucked up. Anyways. So this would be... Now, to fully perfect this, we would then need to wrap this around where this person's mouth is on this person's butt. But I'm not gonna draw that because I don't have time. Hearing about a lady with two pelvises and 4 legs. Did she have 2 buttholes? Did she have 2 working buttholes? That's what matters. All right, but now let's. Should I save this? Wait, if I click, I'm curious. If I click, well, let me cover this, but let me check something. Yeah, I'm gonna save it, but I want to check something. I want to see what actually comes up if I click. Oh, it doesn't show. It doesn't show. I'm doing it in studio mode. PNG. Okay, so I'll put human centipede. All right, so I didn't really need to cover my screen. Is what I'm finding out right now. All right, human centipede. Human siamesipede. Okay. All right, sorry about that. Okay, there you go. All right, I saved it. So let's start anew. Or let's just erase this. All right. So now, what if? All right, we're getting to the realm of fantasy here. But what if we had? All right, let me. What if we had a 4-faced... Isn't there like a mythological creature that has several faces? A 4-faced creature with 4 working mouths, okay? And they had a human centipede coming off of each of them, right? So that would be... It would be like the human sprinklerpede, right? The hydra? The hedra? Let me look it up. Creature with 4 faces. Hi, future. Hello, hello. I'm actually not reading Human Centipede fanfiction anymore, but I am. The cherubim. Creature with 4 faces. It's the cherubim from the Bible. All right, so if the cherubim from the Bible, okay, it was real. Okay, I call this the human sprinklerpede. All right, we'll draw a couple different. Draw a couple different angles. Okay, so we've got angle number 1. This is okay. This is gonna be a top down. Okay, this is a top down. Okay, now this is the top down of the cherubims. Capture a cherubim from the Bible. Yes. All right, so it has 4 faces on one head. All right, that are gonna converge, presumably into one butthole. All right. So this is. Now I'm gonna draw the side view. Okay, so you understand what I'm talking about. So it's got. That's one face, all right? There's another face. There's another face. There's another face on the back that you can't see, okay? All right, and he's standing here like this, okay? Okay, wait, that's not... He's standing here like... Okay, why can't I draw a person? Okay, wait. He's standing there like this, okay? All right. That's so disproportional. Wait. Yeah, it's a focal butthole. Like it's gonna be like the butthole of all buttholes. It's like processing so much crap. Okay. So it's got a mouth going this way. A mouth going this way, and they all converge, and a mouth going this way. All right. Do you see what I'm seeing? So this is what you're seeing from the top down. Okay. Is this. You follow me? Okay, so let's expand. All right. So this is the human sprinklerpede because there's 4 directions. Okay, so now we have, from this top-down view, we have the first branch of the human sprinklerpede, okay? All right. Oh, they have a long foot at the end. Okay, whatever. And then we just keep going like this. So there's a branch here. Okay, wait. It's gonna get a little crowded. It's gonna get a little crowded, okay? Why can't I? Okay. Trying to make it touch. Okay, sorry. I'm like looking at it wrong. Here, let me look at it on my main screen. There we go. Okay, wait. That's one butt cheek. Butt cheeks. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Nice contact there. All right. Am I drawing this? Am I drawing the leg right? Okay, so. All right, there's victim number 2. I mean, volunteer number 2. Oh my God, I'm so bad at drawing. All right, volunteer number 2. For the human sprinklerpede. All right, volunteer number 3. It is getting crowded, yeah. All right. My drawing skills are deteriorating as I draw this. What? It's better than yours? Okay. All right, so there's the last. All right. So we're gonna see what this looks like in terms of digestive efficiency. All right. So we got the 4 branches of the human sprinklerpede, okay? With them all converging on the focal point of the 4-faced cherubim, okay? Biblically accurate cherub, okay? It's not like a little baby. It's a 4-faced creature. One face is a human. I think like one is a human, one's an eagle, one's a tiger or something. I don't know. Anyways, okay, so you got. So just imagine the 4-faced Buddha statue from the first Tomb Raider, but with 4 butts on his face. Exactly. Thank you, JFF. Yes, exactly. All right. So you've got 4. Now, okay. Now, obviously, he wouldn't exactly be standing like this, because here's the problem we're gonna have. Because if he's standing like this, okay, he's gonna have to support all 4 butts. Okay, so the legs are gonna like be wrapped around his shoulders, right? And the people are just gonna be hanging down because there's like no, like they're gonna have to like grab on. They're gonna have to be grabbing on. Okay, there's a butt in his face. All right. They're gonna have to grab on him like that. Okay, wait. let me. Okay. So that's one. That's one butt. Okay, that's the side butt. All right. So he's hanging on for dear life. Okay, we're gonna have some gravity issues. Unless, I mean, people can swallow when they're upside down, right? There might be a little bit of like backwash, you know? But I think someone could probably still swallow in this position. Wonder if it makes more sense to have this guy upside down. Listen, we're brainstorming, okay? We're not perfect. This is a prototype. All right? So, where's the pen? People can swallow when they're upside down, yeah. So he's holding on to him. All right, now there's another one on this side. Understand? So it's gonna be another person clinging on for dear life, okay? His leg can be like wrapped around here. Are you okay, Ars? Are you okay? Alright, so he's grabbing on as well. Wait, I can't see, you guys can't see it either. Here, let me see if I can. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Alright, so he's hanging on like this. Thank you so much for this tablet, by the way, Beaker. I couldn't have done this without you. Alright, so let's go, Neverfew! My imagination is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so just erasing the excess here. Alright, so if you eat and do a handstand, you don't puke out your food. Okay. Yeah, so this is, I don't know if this would be sustainable. I don't know how long someone could like continuously eat upside down like this without getting sick. But Horse Magnus, are you okay? You know, you can actually click off the stream. Like, that's an option. It's possible to just leave. If you want to stay, you're welcome. But it seems like you might be a little bit in distress. You gonna try to eat upside down now? Okay. So now, the catch is, now we have another guy who's gonna be doing the splits over here. Alright? Okay. He's gonna be, well, he could wrap his legs around like this. Alright? Yeah, wrap his legs around like this. Now his butt's over here. And he's actually over here, holding on. Now we're gonna have to erase a lot of excess here. And his head is over here, okay? So, the one on the right looks like it's straight out of an 18+ manga. It is an 18+ stream. I got the filter on it and everything. Alright? I mean, all my streams are 18+, technically. But, like, this is, like, you know, real shit. This is, like, actually enforced 100%, you know, with Twitch's, content filter thing, so. Yeah. Alright, so. Yeah. I mean, not that I don't enforce it otherwise, but, like, this is, like, where I actually put the content filter on. Yeah. Alright. So there's his legs wrapped around the head. Okay, and then there obviously there's a third person you can't see. Obviously there's a third person you can't... Okay, I'm trying to like figure out how to show that he has his arms wrapped around. Obviously there's a third person that you can't see who's wrapped behind. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna leave it rough like that. Alright, but yeah, there you go. So, they are draped around like that. Now that's assuming that this dude's just standing there. There's probably more ergonomic ways. There's probably more ergonomic ways for them to exist than him just standing like that. Like maybe we could put like tables, we could put some sort of structure to hold them up so that they look more like this. Right? But here's what the digestive system would look like. Alright. I'm trying to think, what if instead of facing toward, because you know now he's got a face full of crotch, right? They all got faces full of crotch, right? Well, actually, I guess he's standing for, they don't have four sides of their body. They have one side of the body with four faces. Because, you know, he's going to have a face full of crotch, the other guy's going to have a face full of butt. So what if they were facing outward? Would that be worse? Then they could, like, interlock their arms, maybe? I don't know. Well, anyways. This is what the digestive system would look like. Well, it would be like this. Okay. Look at this. Look at this beautiful shape. Doesn't that look lovely? The person might get dick slapped constantly. Yeah, if he's trying to like walk around with this, I don't think that's gonna work. Now I'm trying to think how else we can get creative like this with this. Like, so you got that. Now if there's another person, okay, so there's more people attached to these. Say there's more people attached to these people. All right. But so there's only one butthole on this end. Is there anything more we can do at this end? Like, could there be another person attached to this person who's also attached to another one of these? You put another layer of people, it will enhance mobility. That is true. It will, because, okay, let's do it from the side view here. Hi, Leo the Reaper. Hello. I am here. I am done reading fan fiction, but I am now creating my own monstrosities. My own human centipede monstrosities. Over on Twitch. 18 plus, of course. Alright, so... yeah, so there's like... okay, I can't... they look like lizards. This thing looks worse than most Silent Hill enemies. Can you imagine this thing running at you? Maybe this is my call. Maybe this is my real calling. Designing horrors beyond human comprehension. Maybe this is... alright, so... alright, so there's the... you're right, I see the mobility boost, because now this person is helping walk, okay? Alright, but we need to move this mouse. This is beyond comprehension itself. It's a brand new horror. Takes out a box-sized marshmallow and puts Rixie in it. You're gonna put me in a marshmallow? Oh, now you're making me crave marshmallows. Oh, also you guys, random, but okay, the person's mouth is like, they're gonna have to be like craning their head back. Wait. It will stabilize the structure, but it's gonna be a little bit hard on the neck, I think. Oops. Random, but tomorrow, if you guys don't know, Pixie Pop of Class Tensei is debuting. Unfortunately, I will not be able to do a watch along, as I will be at my family's second Thanksgiving. Listen, I know it sounds indulgent, but it wasn't my choice, and I don't feel comfortable telling them I can't come because I need to stream. Like, that's just not, like, those plans were established, you know, beforehand. So I will watch. Hopefully I'll be able to watch some. Hopefully I will be able to watch some of the debut. I just won't be able to do the watch along. Yeah. But I encourage you to watch. If you do not have the Analive app, I encourage you to watch Burger Posting. I'm assuming Burger Posting is restreaming the debut, as Burger Posting has restreamed all of the debuts so far. So if you do have Analive, you know, you can watch it Analive. If you don't have Analive, you can watch on Burger Posting. Yeah, but unfortunately, like I said, due to prior engagement, I will not be able to do the watch along. Yes. Assuming Burger Posting's aware. Oh. I hope so. I mean, it is true that it was kind of announced very recently. I just found out about it today, so. And that's when I realized, I was like, oh shoot, I'm not gonna be able to do the watch along. Yeah, I will still be streaming tomorrow. I'll be streaming tomorrow in the morning, and I'll be streaming really, really late. But like that time in between, cause it's the debut is at 5 p.m. Eastern. So the time in between is like when I'm gonna basically go be at my family's. Yeah. All right, so now we've got extra mobility here. Found out because Pixie visited Haruki's stream. Oh, okay. All right, so then there will also be, yeah, it's like kind of like, I don't know. You kind of have to be following the right people or what have you to to be aware of these things sometimes. Sorry, I'm trying to draw. Yeah, I'm trying to draw the person in the front here. All right. Well, I am making a game tomorrow. I'm gonna start making a game. I realized that I never got my confirmation email from Scratch. So I might have to email them, cause I'm gonna start making a game tomorrow on Scratch. I don't think I'm only gonna be able to stream for a couple hours, cause I do have to, you know, go to this family thing. So I doubt that I'm gonna finish. Even if it's a really basic game, I still don't think that I'll be able to finish making the game, since it's my first time making a game at Scratch. But I want to get started, but I do need to make sure that I eventually ask Scratch to confirm my email, because I want you guys to be able to play the game, and you're not going to be able to play it until I get my email confirmed. So, yeah. All right, so this is the human sprinkler. All right. I'm just looking at my beautiful masterpiece. Yes, yeah, I'm having a second Thanksgiving on account of we did Thanksgiving. We did Thanksgiving basically with just immediate family, direct, like the parents and siblings, and one side grandparents. And so we're having a separate Thanksgiving with some of my my human family's aunts and uncles on the Korean side of the family, and we're having Korean food. Yeah, so it's kind of like a second Korean Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's just how they decided to do it. So, all right. I'm just looking at this and thinking if there's any other way it could be improved, but I think for the human sprinkler, I think that this is a pretty good start. All right, now this is, of course, if we hypothetically had somebody with 4 faces. You know what got me in the mood to do something like this? Was that, I actually watched some anime yesterday. I watched, what was it? What's his name? Junji Ito? Junji Ito's, anthology. So some of their anthology series on Netflix. And I watched like the first 3 stories. It was okay. I kind of wish that it was gorier, scarier, and that the stories were longer. But it was still kind of fun to watch. Yeah, it kind of, I feel like each story was kind of a concept more than a fleshed out story, you know what I mean? But that's for the fun of it. Like this is a concept, you know? And it's not fleshed out, but maybe one day somebody will flesh it out, okay? On fanfiction.net, and they'll get lots of flames. They'll get lots of flames, and I will defend them. All right, I'm saving this as the human sprinklerpede. All right, what next? I'm gonna go for at least another half hour. Junji Ito is, Junji Ito. It's fun to read, but he's one of those guys that the original product is so good, animating is almost impossible. Yeah, I can see that. Being the issue. Like, I just felt like every story I enjoyed, but I wanted more. Like, I wanted more to it. Like, when it ended, I was like, that's it? Like, I just wanted it to be more horrible. Yeah. But, hey, you know. At least I tried. The human palm tree? What would be the human palm tree? Please enlighten me. I want to hear your human centipede concepts. You know, because I was also thinking, what if we had a human centipede? I don't know what I would call this. But if we had a human centipede that was... Alright, you got your traditional human centipede. Oops. You got your traditional human centipede. Oh my gosh. To make a palm tree form, I feel like the human sprinkler pede is the closest we're gonna get to that. All right, so you got your traditional human centipede. All right. Sorry, these are like the most scuffed looking people in the human centipede. It sounds like the human sprinkler, but taller. Yeah. All right, so you got your rig. Okay, they're looking more and more like lizards as I draw them. Okay, let me start over. I realized the people on the centipede look like Elvis haircut. What? Okay, now I'm gonna draw it and take a look. Okay, wait. You mean like Elvis? Like this would be Elvis's face? Like that? I'm not gonna be able to unsee that now. Thanks. Alright, anyways. So. Sorry I'm putting it so much off to the side because it's because my iPad is blocking the screen. So I can really only see one side. Oh my gosh. This is so scuffed. Okay, wait. Why? I think I'm just having trouble getting used to drawing with this tablet, but it's okay. Or maybe my hand is like, I don't know, tired or something. All right, but here's the, okay, so you got this. Now, what if we put two butts together? All right, and they're pooping into each other's butts. I've mentioned this idea before. Okay, I've mentioned this before. But what if we had two ends that were pooping into each other? So, oh my gosh, it's getting worse and worse the more I draw. All right. This is, why am I doing such a bad job drawing these simple shapes? I've been punished. They took away my artistic abilities because of my vision. It was too much for them to handle. All right, so you got okay, this is awful. All right, so they're this way, they're pooping into each other's butts. So you got centipede number 1 pooping this way, centipede number 2 pooping this way. So in the middle, what do you think is going to happen? Is it going to be a constant battle of poop? Or do you think that the pressure is going to explode the poop out? Explode the poop out in multiple directions. We've been over this. It's basically butt sex 69. No, it's not. Is it? Is that? I don't know if what you said makes sense. Yeah. So if you feed this end and you feed this end, the poop converges. All right. Now let's think about what other components we could add, because we've only been working with two main components. I mean, one main component, the human. Okay, the human. Who I can't draw. Okay, we've been working with one main component, the human, and then a second wild card component, the cherubim, which is the person with 4 faces. What else can we add? I'm not talking about animals. Now, in the fan fiction we read, they used tubes. You could have them connected using external intestines. See, now JFF's really thinking. All right, JFF's really thinking. So in the, like I said, in the fanfiction we read, they use tubes. Now, yes, what if we had a person, okay, mouth, digestive, but what if we cut their intestines and we had them hanging out like this? So they have a dead intestine, okay, but, okay, wait, this is advanced. Okay, so they have their intestine, we remove, they have like a hole here, okay? And then the intestine comes out. And what if we attach that intestine into another person, okay? Whose intestine has also been cut in a similar fashion. All right, so we got, all right. And their intestine is cut off like this, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, I'm a genius. We're geniuses, JFF. JFF and I, we really cooked with this one, all right? Let me just cut this out. All right. So we're gonna line it up. Do you see what I'm saying? Look at that, it lines up, okay? Centipede rider? What's a centipede rider? Alright, so I'm gonna erase where it overlaps. Okay. So we're gonna take, we're gonna take the digestive system. And now between here, we could probably have some sort of protective tube. Kind of like an umbilical cord, okay? Like some sort of umbilical cord going between them, okay? And that's gonna attach this, so this person's gonna eat. So this person's gonna eat, and this person's gonna poop. All right? Do you see? Now, all right, here's the fun part. What are they eating? They're gonna also be eating from the butt of another human centipede. Okay. So, all right, this is crazy. This is like a multi-layer. All right, so we got another human centipede here, another person here. Okay, wait. All right. So this person's pooping into this person's mouth. Center centipede and a fourth person riding the middle segment, where the rider's digestive system also connects. Whoa! Oh, that sounds awesome. All right, blow us on. Maybe we'll draw that one next. All right, so this is the other person. Now, maybe they also have the whole digestive system thing going on, where it's like connected to another person, okay? All right, so it's gonna go this way, and then this person is also connected to a human centipede person, okay? So we've got all kinds of very interesting patterns of digestive movement. Okay? This is art, you guys. This is art and engineering, science, everything coming together. All right, so this is going through, and then this is gonna come out. So now let's say it's like an infinite chain, like going like this, and then it's like all in parallel, right? It's all in parallel, so it's gonna be like mathematically there has to be some sort of equation. You see what I'm saying? Mathematically there has to be some sort of equation that explains this. Cause it's got a very like you could plot this on a graph, right? It would take a long time to draw all these people, but yeah. What would we call this? What would we call this this chain? This is too advanced. Alright, so this is another person. Wait. Is it a cotangent wave? I was thinking of the sinusoidopede, but I don't know if it's sinusoidal. I don't think it's sinusoid. Isn't sinusoidal like this? Right? So what's this? What's this? What kind of pattern? What kind of mathematical phenomenon is that? I could probably do a better drawing of this at some point, but I'll just save this. Alright. Umbilipede. Okay. Now. Yeah. I don't know, but let's like this one. Alright. Let's like this one, and let's do your centipede rider. Okay. So we've got our first volunteer. Okay. All right. There's our first volunteer. Second volunteer. All right. Alright, and then third volunteer. You're still with us, just a bro? Third volunteer. Alright. Now your writer would be writing the third one. Okay. But their digestive system would also be attached. Okay, so... so, let's take a look at what this would look like. So we would need to make a hole. How is this gonna work? With surgery. Alright, so... let's do this digestive system. Going into this digestive system, going to this digestive system, and going out. Now this digestive system, we want it to connect, right? Wait, do we want this to connect too? Or just the third one? Do you want it to like be going like up like this? Or do we want it just that way? Because what we would have to do is we would have to drill a hole in the back of the person they're writing. Yeah. And we'd have to pull this guy's butthole out. Okay, wait. Wait a second. So are we pulling his butthole out? And attaching it here? External? So you mean... okay. So he's just gonna have a dead butthole. He's gonna have a dead butthole. And then the part that we're cutting out is gonna go... what, here? Like that? So he eats. So this person actually gets to digest some food. Wrap around the front. Wait. Okay, wait a second. So, wait, wrap around the front? So Wait. Wrap around the front of the middle guy? So he's gonna wrap around like this and then go that way. And then attach there. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So, okay, so like this is right. So he attaches, and then what do they put, like a hole, like kind of like in the throat area? Right? Okay. Hi, Icy Travel. This is the human centipede rider. This is where in a traditional three-person human centipede, there's a fourth person who's riding the middle guy, but his digestive system is also attached to the centipede's digestive system. So now you have 2 food inflows. Okay, to one butt. Now that improves the survival. That improves the survival chances of this guy, right? Because he's actually digesting poop that still contain nutrients. Maybe the digestive tract terrains aren't so bad. It would be pretty gross though. You'd have to like sew the end of his intestine into the throat of this. No, I don't know. I don't know if we want that. All right. So this was the human centipede rider. All right. Centipede rider. Did we cook enough today, you guys? I mean, I'm still gonna stream for a little bit longer, but did we cook enough today, or is there more? Do we have more? Do we have more to cook up? I skipped directly to acceptance in my stages of grief. I'm glad to have such a magical effect on your psyche. Alright, so this is starting to be fun. I know, isn't it? I know, isn't it? It's fun to think of like all the different ways you can centipede. And like who said they need to be like this? You know what I mean? Can't they be like, okay, so like there's one person and then their butt is out, and then can't the other person like be upside down maybe? Right? Or like on their back, right? So like their legs are like this, all right, and their arms are wrapped around like this. The human pilopede, yeah, the human pilopede. Wait, I love it. Wait. And then you just have the same thing over and over. So then you have the same thing over here, where they're like doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing over here. All right. Look how much more intimate it is. Look. Wouldn't you rather be part of this than the other human centipede where you're crawling around? The other person's probably breaking their neck, but it's okay. And then, you know, on and on. There could be a fourth person. Oh no, I found a horrible flaw. I found a horrible flaw in this. The poop, okay. Here, let me draw the fourth person. Let me draw the fourth person and demonstrate what's gonna happen. It's gonna be bad. All right. This is the poop, the human poop fountain, because let's draw the let's draw the digestive system. So if we feed this person, We feed this person. It's gonna go around. It's gonna go up, 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 and then uh-oh. Look, the poop is gonna fall on their heads. Look, it's gonna fall on this guy's head. This is horrible. It looks so nice, but the reality is actually horrible. Can we flip it upside down, maybe? The circle of life, yeah. What if we flip, oops. What if we flipped it upside down? Let me erase this. Alright. So you're feeding this guy. That's not gonna be natural. This isn't, they wouldn't naturally, this is when they're, this is like what they look like when they're piled up. We'll have to, oops, we'll have to redraw the whole thing. It has to be an odd number of humans. Why? So the poop drops away from the first head. Oh, you're such a genius. You're right. You're right. If we just, wait, you're right. If we just make it an odd number. So let's add a fifth buddy. All right. So if we add a fifth buddy. All right. With his legs wrapped around. All right. Yeah. Yeah, it's becoming mathematical. All right. Let me make his face a little bit nicer. All right. It's still gonna fall on the guy underneath him, though. Right? It's still gonna fall on these two guys. Well, it's alright. Alright, so drawing the digestive system again. It's gonna go through this guy, through this guy, through this guy, through this guy, and then out this way. Beautiful! I love it! At least their mouths are too busy to catch any poop. Yeah, at least it won't fall in their mouth. So, wait, so what do we want to call this? The human pyramid? It's not a pyramid, though. It's not a pyramid. It's like a... I don't know. Can you guys think of a better name? The horny eagle death spiral one. I feel like the human pilopede was right to the point. It's not a very naturally occurring shape. You're right. All right, I'm gonna the human layerpede, the human sandwichpede. It's like a sandwich, because you sandwich between this guy and this guy. Right? Baby back, the human baby back ribs. Okay. The human accordion. Okay. Human accordion? Alright, human accordion. All right. Any last minute ideas? I'm gonna wrap up in about 5 minutes. But any last minute ideas for human centipede? All right, maybe we'll do this again sometime. I like this one. I think this one's my favorite. I think this one right here is my favorite. Yeah, it was pretty fun when we started removing removing intestines from the body. Let's cool down so Magnus can recover. Fair enough. Fair enough. Like, I almost want to, like, just start drawing shapes. Like, just start drawing shapes and then trying to draw the humans around them. Trying to draw the humans around them to make that shape. Because we got a beautiful... This is, like, kind of like a... You know? What do you call this? Sinusoid or something? Yeah. We had this shape going on. This stepladder shape or waves. We have the cross, right? We have the cross with the four-way one. And the branching one. This one. Wait. Whatever that looks like. So yeah, there's just so many possibilities. Like, what if we started putting them like ass to mouth sideways? Like, well, there's a guy here, and then like, oh, how would I draw this? His mouth is like sideways on this guy's butt. What would be the point of that, though? I don't know what the point of that would be. It would be essentially the same concept, just in different shapes. All right, different orientations. I'm sure I'll think of more before I go to bed tonight. I'll be lying in bed thinking about how we can make more human centipedes. This got me thinking, how does everyone in human centipedes get their water? That's the fun part, they don't. I mean, I don't know, IVs? IVs? Permanent diarrhea? I don't know. Hyper moist poop. Yeah, you just gotta feed the first person lots of water. You gotta feed the first person lots of water. I was thinking if we could start like adding urethras to it and stuff, but I feel like that's getting a little too messy. All right, the digestive system is a much better way to work with this, I think. But but when you think about it, the nose is also an entrance to the digestive system. It's all connected, right? So you could probably feed them through their nose. You could probably feed them water through their nose. Yeah. I don't think they can really eat poop through their nose, though. So I wouldn't attach any noses. I wouldn't attach any noses to any buttholes. Yeah. Trying to think what the possibilities would be with two different human centipedes. You have two human centipedes. Wait, let me do like a very rough sketch. Stickman centipede, alright? You have one centipede here. And then... Wait. Never mind. Wait. Wait. What if we, like, made it a figure 8? Right? Can we make a figure 8 human centipede? Maybe. I don't see why not. Oh wait, I must have made them going in the wrong direction at some point. Oh well. I'm just trying to think, what if we attached something else to them? Like a car exhaust or something. I think they just died, but wheelbarrow. Front person on all fours, but they're attached to the back. Attaches to the back of the person's stomach. Back person's in a standing position. So like. Oops. Okay, and then. Okay, this is not a sex act. Okay. This is Twitch. This is not a sex act. This is. So they're both pooping out of this guy's butthole? Okay. Yeah, that's filthy. That's filthy. This is beautiful. Okay. This is pure and wholesome. All right, whatever that was sin. All right, we can't have that. All right, you guys. I think I'm gonna wrap up now. I think we cooked enough for one evening. I will post the majority of these designs. All right. On Twitter. Okay. I will put a sensitive warning on them. Let's raid somebody. Yeah, this is science. We should have tagged this science and technology instead of art. All right. But let's find somebody to raid. My brain needs to rest after all that hard work. You know. So let's. You know what? I wanna raid Clotho today. Unless he's ending. Hopefully he's not ending. Oh, he's been going for 8 hours? Are you shitting me? Alright, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I'm a little worried he might end soon. That's the thing. If he's been going for that long. Not that I don't want to raid him, but... Of course, Toaster, of course. Aw. Yes, I'm glad you enjoyed. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm just worried about Clotho might be ending soon because he's been going for so long. Hi, Pablo. Who else could we? Who else could we raid? Lulu started. I don't know. Do you guys really want to go into 3D ASMR? I don't know if I want to muck up her chat with human centipede issues. We have to rate someone who can enjoy the cursed, who can appreciate the cursed as much as you guys. All right. How you doing, Pablo? How you doing? And I definitely feel like Clotho could, but like I said, he's been going for that many hours. Like, I mean, how much more longer could he be going? Yeah, I mean, we could raid Burger Posting, who's restreaming Nano, but I don't know. Raiding the restreamers might be taboo. I don't know. Okay, let me listen to Clotho for a second. Let me see how tired he sounds.
What's wrong with me, Chad? What's wrong with me?
What's wrong with him?
Oh, Ass Club too.
All right, you know what? All right, he's. His mind sounds melted. Let's go melt him even more. Let's just raid him. I don't care if he's ending soon. It's fine. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. It's 1 a.m. All right. Sorry if he suddenly ends by the time you guys get there, but it's been a long night. It's been a long night. All right, goodbye, Twitch. I love you guys. All right, I hope that you don't get put in a human centipede unless you want to. And then if you do, I hope you get put in a human centipede with people you like. All right, kisses. Bye-bye. All right.